Work expected to, it should be wrapping up about now from 270 between Riverview and Lilac. That exit there, 33, backing all the way up to the Canal Bridge. That's because it is down for one lane for construction. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, Dave Murray has the forecast.
We are in a moist, unsettled weather pattern right into Saturday, so this is going to be around for a while. It's not really a severe weather outbreak. However, the thunderstorms will be very efficient. There'll be very heavy rainmakers from time to time, and that could lead to some flash flooding. So as we go through the afternoon, a mix of clouds and sunshine with scattered showers and thunderstorms. 86 tonight, scattered showers and thunderstorms, 69. Friday, keep it going, scattered showers and thunderstorms, 83 degrees, showers and thunderstorms Friday night, 70. Over the weekend, Saturday, partly sunny with fading scattered showers and thunderstorms, but they're still kind of hanging around. 89 degrees Sunday, here comes the change. A shift, partly sunny, hot and humid on Sunday, and 95. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
And that flood watch now in effect until 7 tomorrow morning. 84 in St. Peters, 84 in Florissant, and 84 downtown at the Arch. I'm Maria Aquino, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. DGS 104.1 FM, KMOX. Happy Thursday?
Oh, yeah, it's Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday?
Yeah.
Let us know what you're sipping on in the chat, please.
I'm sipping on a Diet American Dew,
What?
not Mountain Dew.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're jumping on.
American Dew.
Yeah. Well, you know how we are, man.
With the cap on, because we got yelled at yesterday that we're not supposed to have drinks without caps.
Who
do you think spilled?
Does a lid count?
Lid's fine.
Okay.
You're good.
It's nowhere near anything important except the electric stuff.
Near your genitals.
No kidding.
Well, Andrew brings
That's
up a
important
good
to me.
point.
What's that?
Well, who do you think spilled? We only get emails like that when somebody
When
spills.
something goes wrong, yeah.
Yeah, those aren't just random emails because no one really thinks about it unless there is a spill that causes some kind of
That's a
problem.
fair point.
Could have been
Pajeski.
any of the station. It was not I guarantee you. I've never
He's
even
already
seen him
wiping
take a
boogers.
sip of anything.
You know,
No,
that's a
he's
good
not.
point.
Dave with the callback.
I don't think I've ever seen him eat.
Pajeski eats,
Seen
yeah.
him eat, but he doesn't drink, and not in the studio.
Kevin listening in from Nashville. Hey, Kevin. I've yet to.
Hi, Dave.
I've driven by Nashville a million times on my way to Florida. I've never been there.
Really?
I've never
yeah,
been
it's
there
pretty
either.
awesome. It's a lot of fun.
I have to get invited to a bachelorette party. That seems to be what they do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go to Nashville?
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe I'll
Show
go
trip.
on Breeze. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, she'll love that.
Yeah, rather than going on Nick's bachelor party, I'll just go on Breeze bachelorette party.
Mm-hmm.
Is she going to Nashville?
No.
She is now.
Dave's like, as the father of
Guys,
the groom,
we're going to Nashville.
I have first say.
This won't be funny to anyone listening, but we were really laughing today. In the lunchroom, there's a big KMOX office, and that's where Kevin and Andrew always are. And then Rach and I always go in, and we have lunch with them. And we were just talking back and forth, and we're talking about Libertor. And I was trying to make the point that his face always looks sad. And he always looks like he just got bad news. But I was kind of staring into space at a television when I said it, and everyone turned around to look to see who I was talking about.
Right, because we thought you were looking at the TV.
But the TV was off, so then they thought I was looking at my own reflection.
He always looks so sad.
We created a whole conversation about you, like the Spider-Man meme, you arguing with you.
Yes.
Stop that!
This guy always looks sad.
Yeah, Kevin says it's like when a dog sees its own
In a
reflection.
mirror.
It's
Yeah.
like,
The dog stops. He's like, wait, what's that? Why does he move when I move?
Rachel's
What's
like,
going on?
You don't play for the Bud Light team.
I do.
I've never seen you there.
It was so great.
That was pretty funny. That made me laugh.
It's Jason's 50th birthday today.
Hey, happy birthday, Jason.
Happy birthday. He's delivering the mail.
Welcome to the Everything Starts to Hurt Club.
Was that like your 50th birthday wish? Like, I want to deliver the mail? Or are you a mailman?
His wife hooked him up.
I'm guessing he's a mailman.
I made some calls, and they're going to let you deliver the mail. Oh, boy.
Man, did you see Senator Hawley really went after the what is he, the postal? There's like...
Oh,
the Postmaster General?
Postmaster
Okay,
General.
yeah.
I think it was him. But he was using St. Louis as an example.
Oh?
And he had pictures of thousands and thousands of letters and parcels that had been thrown away so they didn't have to be delivered. And it's just sort of like, not sure how I feel about this. You know, it's like the state I'm from is so screwed up. But I guess we're pretty screwed up.
He brought out a
Interesting.
chart and everything.
Yeah. They love charts in D.C.
The Postmaster General receiving, quote, massive bonuses while Americans aren't getting their mail. Good. Go get them.
yeah, that is. I know the post office has a lot of problems, and it's not.
Well, you're in the belly
all
of it.
their fault. Like I understand. Like funding has been cut, and there's just a lot of issues going on that need to be worked out, and I think they should be worked out because I want the United States Postal Service to go on and thrive. This is not the time for the Postmaster General to be taking a bump in pay.
No.
This is not the right time.
Not just pay, but like bonuses.
That's so disgusting.
Bonuses are meant for performance. And if your agency's not performing, if your business isn't performing, why are you getting a bonus?
Yeah. Yeah. Is the sinkhole still a hole?
Apparently, because the highway's still closed.
Okay. Seems like we would have had enough gravel or whatever it takes by now to
Dirt?
fill that puppy up.
Yes.
I just picture a bunch of guys just staring at it like, I don't know. I don't got any ideas.
How do you feel a sinkhole? Because would it just open up into
Here, I'll
all
show
the
you.
the caverns below?
Right.
What?
Wouldn't it
Wait,
just
hold
keep
on.
going back?
There are caverns?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
So I guess they're temporarily filling the sinkhole, but this is not the final step.
Now, how does one temporarily fill a hole? Like, what are they going to take it back out later?
You put a lid on it.
Okay. Yeah, just like those metal sheets like they do for potholes they don't want to fix.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
What are you going to do?
Doubly.
Ooh.
Yeah, speaking of potholes, they were filling potholes on a road I was taking earlier today, but the two-person crew was just getting out and like filling them quickly. They didn't have any cones out.
Oh.
And I had to kind of straddle the lanes in order to get around them. And they're doing the thing where they're like, come on, what are you waiting for? Come on ahead. I'm like, well, I don't want to hit you guys,
We forgot the cones. We got to do this fast.
basically. And then I was annoyed because I could feel the, whatever that is, flying up and hitting my car.
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
that
the,
my
like-
car is like so good looking these days.
The
but
asphalt that hasn't
Yeah.
settled.
I hope it doesn't like cake onto my car permanently. I don't know how anything works, so I'm afraid a lot because I don't understand what's happening.
That's really funny.
Am I the only one who didn't realize that the big state fair was last night?
What?
Trump's
state fair?
thing?
Wait, what?
Remember the big state fair he was having?
The concert?
He's going to speak and all that. Yeah, I swear it was last night.
Was it?
Oh.
I mean,
Was it?
I keep seeing TikToks about it.
What?
Someone Google it.
I am.
Is this the Vanilla Ice Milli Vanilli thing?
I'm. There have been so many now.
So they kicked off the America 250 celebration, but it's going to go on for a while.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so this is like
And they kicked it off with a rally.
almost like a convention.
I just need to know when Cash Patel's girlfriend is playing.
Man, I can't wait to learn her name someday. She seems like an incredible musical artist. Anyway,
I've written down the weirdest show prep.
Yeah?
I'm just looking at it, and it's like someone else wrote it down. Like, why is that interesting?
maybe
did
Matthew
this?
Liberatore wrote it down.
No, because if he did, it would be in the seats.
If you did, it would be sad.
That was really mean. I'm sorry, Matthew. Just stop giving up dingers.
Oh, can you tell the thing about the guy on Twitter?
I can if you like.
I think
Yeah.
it's great.
Oh, this is
It's
so
just
good.
funny. I'm not this guy. We have somewhat regular interaction. I do not hate this man. I'm not going to mention his tag because I'm not trying to call anybody out. It was just funny because he was telling. I posted a tweet about Liberatore. I think I posted the meme from Rocky 4 when Apollo is getting beat by Drago and it's his trainer going, throw the towel. I just did that because, it was going badly. It's kind of a running sports joke. We do that sometimes. And he started a little reply and a little back and forth. Well, this guy thinks that Liberatore is tipping his pitches, which is not crazy. I mean, it's been mentioned on the TV broadcast by Chip Carey and Brad Thompson. It's been mentioned by other people. I don't think that's what's happening. Because I think that would be happening the first time through the order, not just the second and third time through the order. I don't think if you're tipping pitches, I don't think you're just tipping them only later in the game. Mm-hmm. I would think you'd be doing that. Plus, I would be shocked if a Major League Baseball team missed something like that for a year. Because this has been going on since last July for Liberatore. Anyway, he tells me that he believes his eyes, not listening to anybody. He believes his eyes, and that he's very good at surveillance, which is what I've been doing for 37 years. And that's where I learned to see different movements in people. And then he says, I'll be doing more of that in Colombia and other parts of South America in a month, mostly using that skill to catch drug dealers and traffickers.
I'm in.
First of all, I'm fascinated by what's the rest.
Yeah.
If it's mostly for that, what's the other for?
Yeah.
What else are you doing?
What else are you observing?
It's just funny. It was like, this guy is...
that seems like...
It's a funny thing to be like, yeah, all those professionals who do what they do every day, and they have an analytics department, and they have 3 pitching coaches and a whole pitching staff and video staff and a whole team of players that look for those kind of things. They all missed it, but because you've surveilled people in Colombia, you can see
they're not in Bogota.
It's just kind of a fun... Yeah, right. It's just kind of a funny thing. But that's very typical of social media sports conversations, where the people who do it professionally must be missing it, and only you can see it because of your special skills.
Yeah.
But if somebody says that about your profession, that they can see what you can't see, even though they don't have any training in it, you would tell them they're nuts.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a typical sports thing on Twitter.
Well, we had a guy on the stream yesterday telling us that his friend, who is the one who repaired the reflecting pool, that he was sad because the media is so unethical. They're getting everything wrong.
Mm.
And then we looked it up, and it's just like a random thing that some guy posted.
So what it is it's one of those Facebook stories that starts off with someone posting, my friend, and then everyone else just reposts it. And nobody even knows who the original poster was or who the friend was. I guarantee you that's what it is. Those things happen all the time, and it's a Facebook thing. It doesn't happen as much on other social media. It's like you see these things posted, and it'll be like, my friend saw this, and it's this long story. It never says who the friend is. Mm-hmm. It never says when it happened or where it happened. It always just says, my friend saw this, or my friend heard from someone. And then that just starts going viral because people will repost it, and then now we have no idea who the original poster was, who even knows the quote-unquote friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, typically that's how those things happen. It's really weird.
We're also laughing. There's a story out today that Trump has this young assistant. I think she's the one who brings him the memes and Obama apes stuff. And she seems smitten with him. And the report was that she's leaving notes for him in little personal places. And the last one that someone found, I guess, said something like, you are the world to me. And so we were laughing that Andrew should start doing that for me.
Just little notes.
Just little Post-it notes, only places he knows I'm going to be.
Put them on the door handle of your car before you go out. And
nice little touch.
That's pretty great.
Make you feel wanted.
Your new Birkenstocks look so nice.
What if that was part of the job requirement? Like you have to do this every day.
I can't tell if you love me.
Tell me more.
Tell you guys about Dr. Kathy Maupin. I was just commenting. Look, I'm never going to say no to advertising. It's how I make my living, how we make money for the station. But Kathy, I think, is with me 5 days a week. And it's great. She's one of the major sponsors to this show. And her work is fantastic. I've been getting the pellets for 7 years. My friend Trish has been getting them for 8 years. Every single time I go to the waiting room to see Caroline, who's my nurse, who takes care of me and does the pellet insertions and such, which pellet insertion doesn't sound great. And to be honest, every time it's like tomorrow, I'm like, but I've had it done so many times now. And literally every time, last time I put something on my notes page on my phone, like, don't be a wuss next time, because it really is a whole bunch of nothing. 10 minutes, door to door, in and out. And you get 5 months, 6 months of just feeling much, much better. It's not just sexual stuff. It's mood and sleep. And, for those of you who like to work out and exercise, actually seeing some benefit from it again, having some testosterone in your body. Right next door, BioBalance Skin. You know what that is. Botox, chemical peels, things like that. The whole thing is beautiful. Med spa, very upscale. But trust me when I say, everyone there is super, super cool. BioBalanceHealth.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Here's a World Soccer Championship Team Spotlight, brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
Spain is the tournament's top seed. A beautifully balanced side built on fluid possession, led by a creative playmaker who unlocks defenses at will. La Roja's depth across every position makes them the team to beat.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
Hi, I'm Michelle from Bethesda. You've heard me talk with Dave on the air about how tough the aging journey can be. It can be especially hard to know where to start. That's why Bethesda offers Care Navigation, designed to help you truly understand your options for senior care and services. Our award-winning services can be provided in a variety of settings, including the privacy of wherever a senior calls home. To learn more, go to BethesdaHealth.org and click Where Do I Start?
A common question I receive is, how is the market right now? It just seems so volatile. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. If you want to buy or sell but feel overwhelmed by the whiplash of the market, then let's talk. With over 23 years as a broker, I have the exact experience you need to help you navigate this tricky market. Call me at 314-441-4444. 314-441-ALL-4s. And remember, why pay more than two?
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
With summer here and the kids home full time, your garage door will see a lot more use. Do it a favor with annual maintenance from Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. The 26-point tune-up is one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Get them all done. Trusted in St. Louis for 100 years. Always look for the genuine, the original red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Since 1926, they're never going to steer you wrong. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Proudly serving St. Louis for over 100 years. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, DGS and KMOX. Happy Thursday. What do we got today? Brad Young's going to be here at 2. Supreme Court handed down a couple of decisions. Ricky Horton will join us at 2:30. Steve Savard is going to be with us at 4. Is Steve coming in, do you know?
I don't think he's able to. I think he's got work stuff to do.
Yeah, he owes me money, so.
Yeah, I think he's ducking you.
I think so.
He will be here. He'll be out in the parking lot, just on the phone.
Don't tell Dave I'm here.
I couldn't make it.
Rach, you had an interesting question about bananas.
Yeah, I've been having bananas the past couple days here at work.
You should just stop right there.
Yum, yum, yum.
My question is, have you guys noticed? What do you think? No. And then yesterday, I'm going to throw away my banana peel, and I'm thinking of, the banana peel trope.
The classic?
Oh, I'm going to slip on the banana peel, and my leg's going to go way up in the air. I'm going to fall on my back. It's going to be horrible. Where did this come from? The peels don't even seem slippery. like at all. I feel like I could dance on that thing and be totally fine.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's figure it out.
Tomorrow I'll save the peel for the show.
Oh, we can get bananas delivered.
I think they're slippery. Like maybe not on a carpet, but you on some hardwood.
But to her point, it's the classic. If you're going to slip on something, it's going to be a banana peel.
Yeah.
Right.
I've never known a human who's done it, and I don't know if I've even read about it.
So I looked it up just now.
Okay.
So the gag comes from the late 19th century. Bananas were newly being imported, and nobody had like waste management, so people just ate bananas and threw the peels everywhere, and apparently people slipped on them.
Okay.
Interesting.
So then that got brought into comedy and kept moving. Yeah.
There you go.
So apparently more than 100 years ago, that was actually a problem. I don't think it's ever been a problem in my lifetime.
What a time that must have been.
You just like going down the street,
just throwing crap on the sidewalk.
Well, see, according to again, this is just a search, so maybe this is BS, but it says before the banana skins were a prop for comedians for the slip and fall thing, they used to use like horse poop. Perp derp.
Who's pup?
Derp derp. Perp derp.
I really wish I had been listening harder.
Horse poop.
Look out for who's pup.
I almost said the bad word. And then I
What
tried to
bad
stop.
word?
The S one.
He's talking about horse poop.
Yeah, but I was
He just
gonna
said
say,
who's pup.
Yeah, I was like getting ready to say the bad one. I'm like, no, not that. And then it just came out all mixed up.
He swerved so hard he went into a tree.
Yeah.
Next time someone tells you a lie,
lost
just be like,
control of the car.
that's who's pup.
That's just who's pup.
You should have just said the S word.
I know, it would have gone better. We could have just dumped it. It would have been over.
Well, there's a new Gloverism.
Yeah.
Walking angry into
Who's pup?
walking angrily into a room like, look at this who's pup. What is this who's pup?
So the banana
Tell you what that is, who's pup.
replaced poop on vaudeville.
Okay.
I don't want to do anything but say who's pup.
Yeah. Do you really need more than that from us?
That's going to be every time I'm like, who's pop?
Yeah, okay, but I'm still confused because were they throwing the banana peel onto like the dirt road?
I guess they had like little boardwalks on the
Okay.
side, like not sidewalk, but made of wood.
Yeah,
Okay.
like slats of wood
Yeah.
connected.
I mean, you're just careless if you don't throw it into like the actual grass or something. You're just throwing it on the boardwalk.
Well, the hooses will get it.
I mean,
That's some loose poop.
Don't worry, hoos will get it.
Man, I am hungry as a hoose.
I can eat a hoos.
The four horsemen of the apocalypse.
My car has 500 hoos power.
No one is laughing out there.
Yeah, they are. Hoots Pump is the funniest thing I've heard in weeks.
We're strictly doing this for us. Maybe Bill DeWitt the third.
Oh, I'm crying.
Oh, man.
This is going to be one of those things that Steve plays back in the meeting.
It's like, why?
He's like, don't do this. That's his only note.
Yeah.
Don't do that ever again.
He's going to have a piece of paper that says 6 minute who's pup on it.
It almost sounds like a Dutch saying. It's hoos pup.
Yeah.
That's definitely what they call it in Dutch. Those freaks.
Okay, one more time with the banana peel, though. It could have been anything that they were throwing down, though. Like, my point is, it's not particularly slippery. If they would have had like a leftover handful of blueberries and thrown that onto the boardwalk and that got all mushy, you'd slip on that way harder. So I think my point still stands.
Sure.
Who's poop?
Thrown out a bunch of blueberries like
Here, let's test it.
they'll slip and slide
Let's
on
test
these.
this. How many fruits can we throw on the
The
ground?
hooses can't get through these.
What's the who's ain't got nothing on this?
Well, it's obvious it's not going to happen with like an apple core. That's not slippery at all.
You can trip over it.
Right, but
If you're, like, really clumsy.
The banana peel thing is like, whoa.
Okay, can I just tell you, the way she's being right now is what it's like being with me when I'm on a gummy.
Steve's going like, okay, but hold on, one more thing about the peel.
Hey, look, I'm watching the clock. We have 30 seconds left in the segment. I'm just trying to fill time.
I just had another thought about the peel.
I go check on my hooses.
Yeah, next time you play a game of pig or hoose, pick up basketball with your friends. That one wasn't good. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You can't always end on a banger.
You can play some horseshoes.
Yeah.
Or we can just keep saying that. Oh, man. Jeez. Tell you guys about my friend Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage. And as I've been saying, I couldn't have just started day one. Could have, but I've been lying. And said, oh, my God, he's the greatest guy, and I just love him. I'd only met him a couple times. Now I've been with him several times and spent time with him, and I kind of get the idea how he does business. And regardless of all the other stuff, 0 fees and 1% less on a new 30-year mortgage, he's just a good guy, good businessman who's going to take care of you, going to look out for you actively, not just not screw you over, but leave no stone unturned to make sure he's getting you the very best terms he can on a debt consolidation, refinancing, original 30-year mortgage, whatever it is you're in the market for. He pays your fees. That's why it's called the bagel loan, because the bagel looks like zero and you pay 0 fees. And for a limited time, if you do a new 30-year mortgage, you're going to pay 1% less for your first year. So, there's honestly really no reason to talk to anyone else. Feel free. Because then someone's going to tell you from another mortgage company, like, oh, yeah, we don't do that, but we can offer you, an ashtray, whatever. Here's his cell phone, 314-324-4440. Use it anytime. 314-324-4440, NMLS 226715.
The thing that you need in the morning, when you first wake up.
Total Information AM.
Activity, sleep, tobacco use, and routine screenings all play a role in your future health. Seidman Cancer Center's Your Disease Risk helps you understand how family history and lifestyle work together, offering personalized insights to support healthier decisions. Knowing your risks today can help protect your tomorrow. Visit seidman.washu.edu/YDR.
Here's Dave Murray's weather forecast.
A very unsettled weather pattern is going to be hanging around for a while. It's not really a severe weather setup, but the thunderstorms are really going to tap the moisture in the atmosphere, so they will be heavy rainmakers, and that could lead to some flash flooding. A mix of clouds and sunshine as we go through our afternoon with scattered showers and thunderstorms, 86 degrees. Tonight, scattered showers and thunderstorms, 69. Friday, scattered showers and thunderstorms, 83. The wet pattern continues Friday night. Over the weekend, Saturday, partly sunny. Still be some scattered showers and thunderstorms around, but fading, 89 degrees. And Sunday, here comes the return of summer. Partly sunny, hot and humid, 95 Sunday afternoon. In fact, it will be very humid. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Amendment 4 on the August ballot hides some ugly facts. It would create a new minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that are citizen-led.
I just say no to that.
Amendment 4 permanently ends majority rule for citizen-led ballot issues.
I'm a no on 4.
Politicians put Amendment 4 on the ballot to severely limit citizens' constitutional power.
I say no on 4.
4 is a power grab by politicians. It lets one congressional district veto reforms backed by the majority of voters statewide, giving as few as 5% of voters control over the rest of us.
That's why I say no to 4.
4 would make it nearly impossible to rein in out-of-control politicians.
I say heck no.
4 takes away our constitutional power we've used for over 100 years to pass reforms that politicians wouldn't. Keep majority rule and your power. Just say no to Amendment 4. It's an ugly politician power grab. Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
You've got to try the new TikTok diet.
Just ask chat.
I just take blue-green algae.
You just have to eat kale. Kale, kale, kale.
I read you should put butter in your coffee.
Or you could trust your gut. When it comes to your energy, digestion, and overall health, how do you know what's actually right for you? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to show what's going on inside you right now. Not trends, not guesses, your biology. With your results, Viome gives you clear, personalized, actionable guidance. Which foods help you, which ones don't, and which supplements your body actually can benefit from. All based on the world's largest gut health databases and thousands of clinical research studies. Many people who use Viome report better digestion, more energy, and an improved mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing.
And maybe still eat the kale?
Maybe. Learn more at Viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
And eat everything blue.
No, thank you.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS. Could save this one for Brad Young at 2, but I think we can probably handle it. An old man is mad at Waffle House because he got distracted by a strawberry shortcake waffle and tripped and fell. An 84-year-old man in Florida was walking by the Waffle House, and he saw a big sign in the window for strawberry shortcake waffles, and he was so enthralled that he tripped and he fell and he hit his face, and now he wants $300,000.
But I don't understand. You looked at a sign and you fell, and that's the company's fault?
Yeah, it was too distracting.
They made
food
the
looked
waffle
too
look
good?
too delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you make
big giant strawberry waffle?
How do you make a waffle not look delicious?
I could do it.
There is no need for
Get
the
some of that
advertisements
poop.
to be displayed in such a manner as it unreasonably increases the risk of a trip and fall by a customer already going to enter the restaurant. Every restaurant on the planet hangs those
I know.
big like every chain restaurant
Yes.
anyway has the big sign
Yep.
showing you what's on
All the
sale and the
specials.
promotion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of respect it to a degree where he's like, no, it's not my fault. They made that waffle look too good. What was I supposed to do? Not look at it?
What are the odds that that even sees a court? Like, does a judge just go, dude, come on?
No, it probably would go.
Why?
Yeah.
It's such a dumb claim.
Do judges have to entertain like
on-
every dumb case that they get, or
So in most cases, like you just do the same thing over and over again. You always file a motion to dismiss because it'll be malpractice if you don't. They always get turned down. But I doubt this one would get turned down. I mean, I think it would get turned down. I think this probably would go to trial. Unless they
waste.
offered him $10,000 or something and he took it. But
What a waste of time.
mm,
Horse poop. That's what that was.
did you just do that or did
No,
you just
he
do that?
played it. Yeah,
Oh,
he
I
played
was
it.
going to say, like, how did you do that?
I did not have it down that well, dude. No.
Accurately.
Yeah.
Do it one more time.
Horse poop. It sounds edited together, but that was how it was.
Yeah, that was crazy. You know, when we were talking about what would we wait in line for to see a concert, I found mine. I'm not even kidding. William Shatner is taking his upcoming metal album to the live stage.
Whoa.
Gonna be doing a little touring.
Yeah.
I'd go see that.
I mean, I guess he's the singer.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
had multiple albums. They're insane.
Different genres.
Yeah,
I
but
guess.
he's kind of like a lounge singer, right? Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of how he presents.
So did Spock. He had an album. He had one where he read Bilbo Baggins or something.
Oh, yeah?
It was a big deal. Yeah.
The Hobbit, I think they.
I gotta hear a little bit about this.
You guys know who Somber is?
Yeah. The singer or
Yeah.
songwriter.
He's a tortured soul. He says that he turns off the air conditioning and sweats while he's writing music because, quote, an artist has to suffer. Poor Ums.
Is it really suffering if you choose to do it to yourself?
No, you kidding me?
I've always bumped into that because I've heard other artists say that, like, if you're doing really well and you're like happy and like you have a bunch of money and your life is great, like it's very difficult to write like music.
I mean, I can understand that.
Which I understand completely, but I just can't imagine it working if you're like inflicting it on yourself, right? If you're like, yeah, I unplugged my fridge so all my food rotted, so I was really hungry.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that doesn't mean you're not doing very well and happy. It just means you're stop hitting yourself.
Did Do you guys remember Taylor Frankie Paul
Yeah,
from The Bachelorette?
Yeah, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She was the one who had the domestic violence charge wheels.
Oh, okay.
Video came out of her like beating up on her boyfriend or something.
okay. Yeah.
And so they scrapped it. Now sources from ABC are saying it's going to start showing next month.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why I knew about it, because they canceled it.
Mhm.
And now it's back?
yeah, I think ABC just kind of didn't want to take the heat at the time that it was supposed to air, but I'm sure they figure enough time has passed. They've also probably re-edited the episodes, if I had to guess, and maybe paint her in a more negative light. That's just purely my guess. My other guess is there will be disclaimers all over these episodes, kind of explaining what happened and what she's been accused of and charged with, and charges that are dropped and ongoing things. So
if a
they probably
dude-
feel like they're covered.
If one of the dudes did that, would they still keep the show running? Or like, is that how bad the TV networks are now? They're just whatever, we don't care.
It's a great question. I think if a man had ever been charged with domestic violence, he would have never been cast as The Bachelor.
Right.
Taylor Frankie Paul had ABC knew about all of this when they casted her, because they're owned by the same company that Hulu is owned by.
Okay.
Hulu does her show, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And season 1 of that show apparently starts with the domestic violence allegations. Really, the only reason they pulled the show off the air is because someone leaked the actual video to
like
TMZ,
Ray Rice. Yeah.
showing her hitting her daughter in the head with a stool that she threw across her living room or kitchen, whatever it was. And people were understandably very upset by that. But then it led to these questions of like, wait, why did you ever cast her in the first place? Why does she have this platform in the first place? I just see a lot of this stuff in my Reddit feed. It's not something I necessarily seek out, but I am guilty of clicking on it and reading about it when it comes up. This woman does not have any remorse for anything that she's done. In fact, she paints herself as the victim. And
Pretty
she
classic.
basically says all the time, like, the story's going to come out and you're all going to see what really happened. And it's like, hun, I'm sure there was stuff happening on both sides of this domestic violence situation, but you hurt your child. People aren't just going to be like, yeah, that was your boyfriend's fault. Like, no, that was you. You did that. You have to take responsibility for that and seek some help. But I don't know if that is happening.
Yeah, doesn't sound like it.
Why is it hard to have that as a standard for a television network? Like, what is so special about this person that you'd be like, yep, we don't care that they're terrible and hurt a child?
She has a huge online following.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
It really comes down to money, Wheels. They thought they'd be able to make a bunch of money off of making this woman the Bachelorette.
So Disney, the
Disney,
child's company,
correct,
is like, this is fine. We'll put it on our airwaves.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. And the only reason they ever pulled it is because they got caught.
Yep.
They were fine with it until the general public became aware of what was really happening and said, we don't want this. You can't do this. They waited a while after all of this dropped to even make the decision to pull it from the air. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that they're going to air it next month.
Speaking of entertainment and violence, a new study says that pop music has grown meaner and more immoral over the past 60 years. Virtuous subjects like care and loyalty are on the decline, while vices like harm and cheating are increasing in pop music.
When was there ever a
I thought like,
pop song?
Well, they're saying
about
60 years ago.
caring?
So
60? I was going to say, are we talking about like
60 years ago would be the 60s.
Like Frankie Valli?
Yeah. Yeah, I doubt there were many dark pop songs
No,
back
they wouldn't
then.
have been, no. But I mean, like, I wouldn't say they were dark in the 80s, but
Mark Close's favorite, Last Kiss.
they were definitely not about loyalty and things like that.
I forgot that he loved that song.
He was obsessed with it.
I like that song, too.
Song about like crashing your car and killing your girlfriend.
It's called Drama. You can lose yourself in that song. I would listen to that song at like 5 years old, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is
I remember that song
happening.
making me cry when I was little.
Yes,
Who took her away from me? The Lord?
And very unpopular opinion, I like the Pearl Jam cover of that song.
I do too.
Pearl Jam cover's great.
What song?
Okay, good.
Last Kiss.
don't think I've heard it.
Where can my baby be?
Oh,
You know
okay,
that
I've heard that one. Yep.
It's the one that every Pearl Jam fan hates.
Yes. Thank you. You reminded me of that.
People are mad because last night at the kickoff of the USA State Fair, pretzels were $25.
$25. No protein.
I would
Who
like
needs
to
it?
have one of those $25 pretzels.
What size were they? Were they big at
I didn't
least?
see a pic. No, I didn't see a pic.
You know, it's kind of in vogue right now to sell stuff like pretzels for $25, and the idea is like, hey, if you're too broke, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a status thing almost. Like, you want to be walking around with the $25 pretzel to prove to everybody, yeah, I bought a $25 pretzel. I got $25 for pretzels.
You could, I'm not going to suggest the ridiculous. I'm like, you would think you're going to be like, hey, let's have a party for America. Let's make it for everyone. Nope.
Well, I was wondering the same thing. Like, where does that profit go to?
Well, it'll be the company that gets to jack up the price because of what the event is.
Big pretzel.
Big pretzel. You know, they lobby for all these preferential treatments. Big pretzel.
Pretzels.
The pretzel industry, the pretzel lobby.
Load of Who's Pup.
You know, that when people referred to they, that's who they're talking about.
The pretzel people?
Big pretzel.
Big pretzel.
Mr. Peanut.
The man.
Right. Big Pretzel is the man.
When we found out Mr. Peanut was running this whole thing.
Yeah, when
Frito
people were
Lay
like,
himself.
I'm being held down by the man, they meant by pretzel lobby.
Mr. Snyder, it's worked.
Mr. Snyder and Mr. Salty right next to each other.
Colonel Utz never saw it coming.
Cutting checks and getting meetings with Congress.
I have this that rant I did the other day that a bunch of people have commented on, even nationally, about radio and this show we can do anything we want. So I'm sure there are people tuning in for the first time to see what this genius is all about.
Big Pretzel taking over.
Who's pup?
Horse poop. Why do we fall on bananas?
Tell you guys about First Missouri Credit Union, and great people, really, really nice. Everything about it is tailor made to humans taking care of their money, right? If you, one of the people I work with here at the company went to make sure everything was going well with them, sales rep, and ended up refinancing her car loan because it was a full point less, saving her quite a bit of money on a monthly and yearly basis. And they make it really super easy. If you've never thought about refinancing a car loan, think about it, because I'm sure we are lower than whatever you're paying. We do signature loans like most credit unions do. We pay 4.27% on your checking account up to $100,000. That's real money on real money. And then, as I have recently learned, I knew this, but I hadn't put it into practice. In fact, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I don't have to go down to Lee May Ferry if I don't want to. I like to go a couple times a month just to say hello to my client. But there is a credit union 1 block from the studio where I can just go and deposit a check or take money out, do whatever I want to do. 314-544-5050, the number one, stmocu.org.
The soundtrack of classic rock is coming to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater August 6th. Leonard Skinner and Foreigner joining forces for one epic night of legendary hits and unforgettable memories. It's the Double Trouble Double Vision Tour. From Sweet Home Alabama to Cold as Ice. Don't miss your chance to experience these two Rock and Roll Hall of Fame acts in one incredible show. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
146. This time check is sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
You just testified under oath you're getting more fiber in your diet, and it was easy. Where is this additional fiber coming from?
Mira Fiber Gummies.
Objection!
It's true. Mira Fiber has 8 grams of fiber to help me get the fiber I need in a day, plus 4 B vitamins for metabolism support. All in one serving.
Overruled.
My gut rests its case.
Oh, that's my line.
Find Mirafiber today at your local retailer from the makers of Miralax. Mirafiber supports metabolism of carbs, fats, and proteins. Serving size is 4 gummies.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett.
I'm a board-certified master arborist, and I've been caring for St. Louis trees for over 25 years. Today, I'm going to help you choose a tree care contractor. Here's how it's done, so pay close attention. First, call everyone you know who has ever done any type of outdoor work, including that cousin that used to sleep on your couch. Leave them all messages and wait around to see if they call back. Here's a hint, they won't. Now, post to all your social media that you are looking for recommendations for a good tree service. Now beware, because there will be hundreds of different recommendations. So you need to carefully go through each one, checking that they have the proper insurance, background checks, and even the slightest idea of what they're doing. Schedule a bunch of appointments, and when nobody shows up, get really frustrated and put the whole project off for another year. Or you could just call Timberline Professional Tree Care, 636-479-7475, or visit us online at stltreecare.com.
A common question I receive is, how is the market right now? It just seems so volatile. Hi, I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. If you want to buy or sell but feel overwhelmed by the whiplash of the market, then let's talk. With over 23 years as a broker, I have the exact experience you need to help you navigate this tricky market. Call me at 314-441-4444. 314-441-all-4s. And remember, why pay more than two?
Commissions are not regulated and are negotiable. Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Horse poop.
You want to hear one of the dumb things I wrote down last night?
Yes.
Did you write down who's poop?
No. I had a couple of gummies.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing going on. Nowhere to be. I'm fine. It's not great usually for show prep, though. And I wrote down bald versus hair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fine so far. My baldness has been a running thing on the show. But I was going to make the case that a handsome bald head is equal to a great head of hair and superior to an okay head of hair. And now I realize that's just silly.
Why?
Because I think it's not true.
Really?
But at the moment, I felt it deeply.
Nothing wrong with being
I think
bald.
it all just depends
I'm not
on
saying anything wrong being bald.
the very specific look. You can have a lot of hair and it can still look bad.
That's what I'm saying.
It's true.
That's what I'm saying.
And I think making the point of a handsome bald head is a good qualifier as well.
Yeah, not all bald heads are good.
Right. Some are like, okay, I see why you don't want that.
Mm-hmm. Wheels, tell me about, you had two really interesting things today. Oh, the people who are reaching out to authors.
You were talking yesterday about anger. This really got me. That there are people online bothering authors saying that they should be using easier words when they write their books. That some people don't know all the words and they don't think it's fair to have to look them up. And they are literally complaining that authors write dumber.
Are we, I know this is a running joke, but are we really turning into idiocracy? Between that kind of thing and AI about to take over and do everything for us, and it's already writing our kids' term papers.
I mean, first of all, if you don't like, normal grown-up people words, read children's books because that'll work for you. But I saw a quote from Mark Cuban about AI, which I think ties into this, which was, some people use AI because they want to learn everything, and some people use it so they don't ever have to learn anything.
Yeah, it's a good quote.
And I think that's basically kind of true of like tech or internet or, just what all these things we have. You can either choose to use it to learn everything, because like if you just think of the internet more broadly than, whatever. Everything's there if you want to look for it.
Yeah.
And you can find legitimate sources, places that have put in the work, where there are detailed, analyses and all things like that. Or you can use it to just shortcut everything and never learn anything at all, because now you never have to.
Yeah.
And I think we're seeing a real difference. Like, we're seeing that delta widen. And I don't even think it's about smart versus dumb. I think it's more just like lazy versus not lazy.
In a related thought, and this may be a who's pup thought, but I was thinking about last week. I said, like, we don't know anything. I'm not sure that Denmark's actually there. And I was just thinking about how unimaginably large this world is, even though it's just a speck of rock in the middle of, nothingness. But there's so many things to know. There's so many countries to learn about, history, advances. There's so many things to know. And so few of us even know a tiny percentage.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And we never will. Like, if you said at a very young age, I'm going to amass as much knowledge of this place as I can, and you live to be 100, you'd still die not knowing most everything.
Oh, yeah. What would you say if you guys had to put a percentage on it? Take the smartest person in the world who knows the most about as many topics as you possibly can. What percentage of the total knowledge of the planet do you think they actually possess?
10?
Yeah, I was going to say
Very
something
small
low like that.
percentage.
Yeah. Because you don't have the time. And you don't have the time to know anything well.
But here's the disease.
At that level.
I'm going to guess that if we went back 100,000 years, we would find some cocky Homo sapiens, right? But nothing like today. I think one of the diseases we have is we fail to realize how little we know because we're so busy pretending we know everything, right? Like, I'm guilty of this too. I was driving in today, and I was thinking about global warming, and I was going to talk about global warming. And then I realized, dude, you don't know anything about it. I don't. Like, I've watched people on news shows say it's a hoax, and I've watched people on other news shows say, no, it's real, and it's, Greenland will be underwater in 8 months. I don't know. And neither do you. But we just... Man, we love having opinions.
But this is also why we've had this development over the last, basically, probably since the dawn of civilization, where we do end up trusting the people that know a thing really well because they have experience with the thing. So whether it was a medicine man 10,000 years ago or a great warrior who knew how to win battles because they had won a lot of battles, we've always kind of relied on the people who really know a thing well, farming, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's how it's supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
We're not all supposed to know everything because we can't. That's why experts actually are real.
You love experts.
Well, look, you gotta pick the right ones. You gotta understand like who's actually doing the work and who's just pulling stuff out of their rear end. But like we function as a world because some people are really good at certain things, and we listen to them about those things.
Can you imagine if we had no geniuses?
Yeah, yes,
we just wouldn't. I don't think we would have evolved.
We wouldn't be talking on the radio.
Yeah.
People somehow figured out that sounds can go through the airwaves great distances.
Yeah.
That person was just pretty smart.
Yeah. If everyone was my level of intelligence, we wouldn't have bridges. We wouldn't. We'd still be swimming and drowning.
Would we just have ramps to cover the divide? We're just going to jump.
I can't build a ramp.
Yeah, if it was my level, we couldn't. None of us could do math.
Tell you guys about Mosby Building Arts. They are the gold standard of all remodeling in the St. Louis metropolitan area. If you can hear my voice, we would be happy to come out to you. You can come to our place. We'll come to your place. We are not pushy. We're never going to put a piece of paper in front of you and say, here, just sign right here. We'll get going next Tuesday. It's a process, right? Not only do we want you to be happy, we want you to be so happy that you tell your friends and family. That's the kind of thing you talk about. Like people come over for a barbecue and like, oh my God, when did you put the brick pizza oven in the back patio? That's gorgeous. Oh, Mosby did it, blah, blah, blah. We're also offering freebies. Last month we did some kitchen freebies. This month we're doing siding and laundry rooms. So if you do a whole home of siding, we're going to give you the gutters for free. If you do a laundry room remodel, we're going to give you the washer and dryer. If you have those things covered, you can take 5% off your project. 314-909-1800. Call Mosby.com.
Bill, that's a big smile for an old politician.
I'm thinking about our plan. It's slick enough to make a lobbyist blush. First, we hoodwinked voters with Amendment 5. Tell them it's a tax cut. Once they're hooked, we decide who pays the higher taxes.
So it's not a tax cut plan, and we don't get a say?
Right, just swaps who pays the tax, but it does remove 3 voter-passed taxpayer constitutional protections. That lets us levy new taxes on services, increase sales taxes, and even tax home sales. And voters will no longer get to vote on tax hikes.
Higher sales taxes on groceries, gas, service taxes on doctor visits, childcare, and even rent on apartments. Jeez. Taxes could exceed 20%.
Sure, they figure that up to 80% of taxpayers will pay more taxes. Many, hundreds more. Seniors, they'll get hit even harder, but our big donors will cut a fat hog.
The ones getting butchered by Amendment 5 are most taxpayers. I'm voting no on 5.
Paid for by Missourians for Fair Taxation.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood, the voice of St. Louis.
At 2 o'clock, we have heavy rain around the area, 76 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Maria Kina, in for Michael Calhoun. Missouri funding cuts and restrictions could be on the horizon for state departments because of a tight budget year. Governor Mike Kehoe has until Tuesday to finalize the Missouri legislature's $50.7 billion state budget proposal. During Tuesday's State Board of Education meeting, Deputy Commissioner Kyle Cruz says that the proposal would underfund K-12 schools by about $190 million.
So between the $190 million the formula called for next year that we are not going to receive, and then the $118 million that has been at least partially filled by one-time money, there could be a substantial shortfall.
State Auditor Scott Fitzpatrick says Missouri is spending more money than it's making, so he encourages the governor to slash spending where possible to balance the budget. A federal judge has blocked a portion of President Trump's executive order on mail-in voting. It's yet another ruling against the president's attempts to nationalize elections. The order that was blocked would create a voter database from each state, and the U.S. Postal Service would then work off of that list in order to mail out ballots to voters. Judges say that states are the only ones who can oversee elections and call the rules unconstitutional. ABC's Peter Harlamarbus.
This is the third judge in just 1 week to block elements of President Trump's attempt to increase federal oversight over elections. And at this point, both of his executive orders on elections have been blocked by the courts.
Harlamarbus says the Postal Service this week said that they would not send out mail-in ballots if states refused to give them the approval voters list. Meanwhile, Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth says President Trump's decision not to approve the bipartisan housing bill without passage of the Save America Act is hurting women.
If you have a different name on your birth certificate than is on your driver's license, you cannot vote. And so for the 69 million American women who took their husbands' names, you cannot vote. That birth certificate is not valid. By the way, military IDs will not be valid for you to be able to vote.
Duckworth tells MS Now the real ID will also not be sufficient to vote. You will need a passport that matches your current ID. And she says, besides being expensive, there is a significant backlog on obtaining passports. From the business desk, the U.S. Figure Skating Championship brought money and attention to the St. Louis area.
A new study from the St. Louis Sports Commission says the event's 7 days brought almost $16 million to the region during a typically slow time. It also brought significant national exposure, 18 hours of nationally televised coverage, including 8 hours on NBC, with a combined 6.5 million viewers. The Today Show was here, along with 150 national media members, resulting in huge social media engagement. The Sports Commission says they'll use the success of this event to lure other big sporting events to the area. Beth Coughlin, KMOX News.
A check of the Dow from Stifel at this hour up 97 points to 51,945, almost 946. And a check of traffic this hour. It looks like we've got some problems for westbound 40 drivers at Kings Highway. There's a report of an accident. Also, for northbound 270 drivers, 2 left lanes are blocked at 370. That should be cleared up in just a few minutes. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, Dave Murray has our forecast.
A very unsettled weather pattern is going to be hanging around for a while. It's not really a severe weather setup, but the thunderstorms are really going to tap the moisture in the atmosphere, so they will be heavy rainmakers, and that could lead to some flash flooding. A mix of clouds and sunshine as we go through our afternoon with scattered showers and thunderstorms. 86 degrees. Tonight, scattered showers and thunderstorms, 69. Friday, scattered showers and thunderstorms, 83. The wet pattern continues Friday night. Over the weekend, Saturday, partly sunny. Still be some scattered showers and thunderstorms around, but fading, 89 degrees. And Sunday, here comes the return of summer. Partly sunny, hot and humid, 95 Sunday afternoon. In fact, it will be very humid. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
A flood watch in effect now through tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. It is 85 degrees in St. Peter's, 76 degrees in Florissant with heavy down rainfall. And for downtown, it is 84 degrees. A little update on that accident now for westbound 40 drivers at Kings Highway. It looks like they have closed the exit ramp. I'm Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
McKelvey Homes is breaking ground on something new in O'Fallon, Strawberry Farms. When McKelvey builds something, they do it right. Visit McKelvey Homes to schedule a tour at Strawberry Farms in O'Fallon. Visit McKelveyHomes.com today and move up to McKelvey.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS, KMOX, a few minutes past 2 p.m. Going to talk to our friend, attorney Brad Young. Hello, Brad.
Hey, Dave.
Brad, before we get to the Supreme Court cases, have you looked into the Waffle House case yet?
The Waffle House case. You know, I have not.
Okay.
Would this be brought by Freddie the German?
No.
Okay.
I can walk you through it, though. It's fairly simple. In Florida, an 84-year-old man was walking by a Waffle House, and then he looked toward the window, and there was an oversized poster of a strawberry waffle, and he was so distracted that he wasn't watching where he was going, and he fell and he hit his head, and now he is suing for $300,000.
Oh, wow. The 2 words come to mind: comparative negligence.
Mm.
In most states, including Missouri, if you're at fault up to like 50%, if a jury finds you're at fault up to 50%, then you get nothing. And in this instance, I would think the comparative fault would be quite high, unless they're doing 3D holograms of delicious waffles. that really just you could not look away. I'm thinking he's not going to do very well at trial.
Is there anything like this? Like, can you think of anything that a business could put up that would be so distracting they could be liable for it?
Well, I mentioned like a 3D hologram. We're not quite there yet, but I always have this when I get into my car in the morning, and I start driving. My car says a big message comes on the screen on the media screen of my car, and it says, "Warning: do not take your eyes off the road."
Right.
And every morning when I get in my car, I think, well, the only darn reason my eyes are not on the road, you buffoon, is because you're telling me not to take my eyes off the road.
Guys, in other news, Brad has a television in his car. Just so you know.
All right.
Well, I mean, it's only a 30-inch screen.
Well, in that case, you're
no
fine.
big deal.
No.
So let's talk about the immigration cases. Take them in whatever order you want.
Well, there's a couple of these that came out. Today was a big day for Supreme Court cases. The one was talking about asylum seekers. And what's interesting is I think this one was a pretty easy call. It was a 6-3 decision. But under U.S. law, 8 U.S.C. 1158, it specifically states any alien who is physically present in the United States may apply for asylum. And the question is, if you're still in Mexico, but you're not in the United States, can you still apply for asylum? And interestingly enough, and I think politically this is interesting because the policy of turning away people in Mexico before they get to the border, that actually was started under the Obama administration. And it was continued under Trump 1. Biden changed it. He said, no, we're going to go back to allowing asylum seekers to apply even when they're not in the United States. And then Trump reversed that. So this has been litigation that's been going on for 10 years on this case, dating back to 2016. And the Supreme Court ruled you cannot apply for asylum until you're actually physically in the country.
And Brad, what was the argument of the dissent?
Yeah, the dissent's argument was essentially by saying if you make it where you have to be in this country, then all the administration has to do is to post security guards 5 feet from the asylum and from the border in, say, for example, Mexico. And then if you can't get past the guards, then you're effectively prevented from applying for asylum.
I don't know about you guys. This one seems to make sense to me that borders are borders. And Brad, remember Elian Gonzalez and the whole thing? Like if your footprint was wet or dry. And, I mean, at some point you have to draw a line. And if you're in Mexico and you're seeking asylum in the United States, I'm open-minded, willing to listen to arguments, but I mean, it seems to make sense. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I never understood. I'm open to like hearing other points of view, but the idea that you had several checkpoints where you could have sought asylum and you're waiting for the United States, I always thought like, that's interesting that that's being allowed to happen if we are having this crisis at the border.
Yeah.
But I see this as really just a statutory interpretation. The statute says that. Congress passed it, I think, in the 60s.
Right.
And it was signed into law by the president. So I don't see this as really being a political story. The statute says what it says. And if you're going to disagree with the statute, then you're essentially saying, yeah, well, we don't really want to apply the words of the law. And so I don't see it as that tough of a call.
And what's the other immigration case?
The other immigration case is I think more interesting, really, and because two countries, Haiti and Syria, they had what's called TPS, temporary protected status, and that meant that they could stay in the United States without having to go through all of the process that's designed to stay here legally because they had protected status. From looking at the case, Haiti was given the status in 2010 after an earthquake, Syria in 2012, and every year it's been extended. Trump didn't extend it. So the question was, could the president unilaterally cancel it? And again, though, here's what's interesting in the statute. I actually looked up the statute. None of the the stories that you read contain the actual statutes, right? So I looked it up, and the statute here specifically says there is no judicial review of any determination of the secretary that's within the executive branch with respect to the designation, termination, or extension of a designation. So in essence, Congress again said, we're going to give this all to the executive branch of the government to handle. We don't want to have anything to do with it. So if in the statute it says there's no judicial review, then, the statute says what it says. Now, we can argue about whether Congress should ever do that. In fact, I would be hesitant to say Congress should ever do that. But that's what they did. It was signed into law. The president terminated the temporary protection status, and the court ruled 6-3 that that's non-reviewable.
So, Brad, this next question is much more political than legal, but I'm just curious if the Republicans have been able to remove a sufficient number of illegal immigrants that business owners are beginning to squeal because they don't have workers.
Boy, I have seen stories even as recently as yesterday still talking about that this is a concern. But what I've not seen, Dave, is what you just mentioned. I've not seen any hard data as to whether or not that is actually happening. I've just seen the policy arguments about it being a concern. So apparently there's no hard data on that as of yet.
Interesting. And I don't know this case very well, but just the headline sort of punched me in the gut about Monsanto and Roundup.
This is big for the Missouri area. What the Supreme Court said, and here was the issue. A guy from Missouri, he got non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He sued Monsanto, and he sued under Missouri labeling requirements on hazardous products. And he won. He won in court. He won at the U.S. or the Missouri Supreme Court. And then he goes up to the Supreme Court because Monsanto, now Bayer, didn't want to pay it. And the reason why they didn't want to pay it is because of this. Federal law right now dictates for this exact product, Roundup, what the labeling should be. And so this is your classic question of if the federal government has exercised authority in a certain area, then state law cannot contradict it. So what the Supreme Court said, 6-3 again, was what they said is that if federal law supersedes state law because they've already decided legislatively what the labeling should be on this product, you can't add additional labeling requirements under state law. And this affects the vast majority of all these lawsuits against Monsanto because they've all been brought under various state law labeling requirements, which now the Supreme Court said are invalid.
So not to just dumb it down, but couldn't someone bring a cause of action saying that you created a product that gave me cancer and I don't care what you told me about it on the label? You can't do that?
Sure, but that the level of proof that would be required would be quite high. And then, for example, under federal law, it doesn't require this product, Roundup, to state this may cause cancer. So if you could actually prove that it did cause non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, then I think you would have a direct causation basis to file a lawsuit. But that's not what most of these lawsuits did because proving a direct causal connection is very, very difficult. But arguing that you failed to warn is much easier because then you don't have to prove that exact same level of causation.
So the law's the law, but did the bad guys win in this one? Did they successfully defend what they're trying to defend, I guess?
Well, I don't know that anybody's the bad guy here, but even if you look at Europe doesn't require the labeling requirements for Monsanto products or Roundup, and the United States didn't either, and there's very sketchy evidence. And I think that this is more akin to 20 years ago, there was all of this litigation about breast implants and silicone breast implants, and I tangentially was involved in some of those in the 90s. On the defense side. And when you looked at the medical evidence was all from litigation hired experts. But then after a while, the real science caught up and showed that there was very little, if any, connection between silicone breast implants and medical conditions. So that's the problem with basing causation on litigation experts, because litigation experts are hired guns. They say what you want them to say because you write them a check. And that doesn't necessarily mean that that's actual science.
Yeah. Yeah, I had kind of forgotten about that. Like finding expert witnesses and deposing them and defending them in depositions was a big part of what I did as like a fifth-year associate. And it always felt kind of dirty. Like you knew your guy was dirty, but the other guy's guy was dirty too. It's just that, just facing off. It's kind of a farce because, you go in and all the people there think it's all on the up and up. And there's certain ethical requirements, of course, but, wink, wink, nod, nod. Everyone knows, like, you found a guy who you can pay $10,000 and he's going to tell you, yes, the train shouldn't have killed your grandma. So
Exactly. And that doesn't mean that the science is real. So in this instance, going back to Roundup, I think if you had solid evidence that Roundup actually did cause non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, I think at that point you could file lawsuits and wouldn't have to rely on the failure to warn argument. But I just don't see that happening at this point.
Okay. Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right. We'll take a break.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hi, this is Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst, certified financial planner, and the host of the Jill on Money podcast. Beginning, middle, or end of the year, it's always a great time to take control of your financial life. And the Jill on Money podcast is here to help. Your questions make it possible for me to provide unconventional and entertaining insights on your money and, more importantly, on your life. Follow and listen to Jill on Money wherever you get your podcasts.
Here's a World Soccer Championship Team Spotlight, brought to you by the first ever Infiniti QX65 and by Lowe's. Give your yard its own moment with the new limited time deals from Lowe's.
Argentina arrives as defending champions, anchored by its aging but peerless creative forward, the greatest of his generation. Behind him, a disciplined midfield and explosive wide attackers make them a threat from every angle.
This summer, your passport isn't required. Welcome to Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Inspired by the color and energy of Tokyo's vibrant sushi scene, these limited-time creations bring bold flavors in every bite. Discover new sushi rolls, steak tataki, and lobster and prawn fried rice inspired by one of the world's most exciting food destinations. Cruise through Tokyo, one roll at a time aboard our sushi boat with wave after sushi wave of unforgettable taste. Summer in Tokyo at P.F. Chang's. Your journey to Tokyo starts here.
Here's another client that's been with me for a very long time, Neo Vitan. And, there are, in every aspect of life, there are extreme people. There are people out there who just live on supplements and spend hundreds of dollars per month. Then there are people who are like, oh, no, I don't like that at all. I don't think they do anything for you. We're looking for the people in the middle, as usual. We're looking for the people who say, yeah, makes perfect sense to me that I'm not getting all of the nutrients that I need in my diet. So I'm going to take a couple of pills a day that's going to give me everything that I need, nothing that I don't, everything measured by doctors. And this is the proper amount of vitamin D. We also have omega-3 fish oils, and they don't taste fishy at all. I take them mainly for the omega-3s because I have high cholesterol, and my doc gave me a supplement, and it just tasted like straight up fish pills. I just couldn't tolerate it. So it can fix a lot of things you have going on. It's not going to cost you much money, about $1 a day. You can find it online at neovitan.com.
They say good things come to those who wait, unless you bite into a Hot Pocket right out of the microwave. Waiting to see a financial advisor about retirement could also bring some pain. The pain of watching your money evaporate in a stock market decline. The pain of trying to figure out Social Security and Medicare on your own. Or the pain of writing huge checks to the IRS that you really didn't have to. At the All Financial Group, they believe the more you know, the better decisions they can make. They offer a complimentary retirement assessment. Find out where you are, how you're doing, and if there's a way to improve your retirement outcome. Don't wait. Call the All Financial Group today, 636-230-8824, or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com and set up your complimentary retirement review.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
Considering buying or selling a home? When it comes to the Gelman team with eXp Realty, numbers don't lie. Over 1,500 Google and Zillow 5-star reviews, nearly 6,000 homes, and $2.5 billion in real estate sold. Call 314-336-1991, thegelmanteam.com.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
A century strong. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
.222 DGS. Happy Thursday. Kev, take it away. Talk about what you had on the Google Doc about seeing the world through different eyes.
Yeah, the World Cup experience, like today, we're seeing, thousands and thousands of fans from the Netherlands in the streets of Kansas City wearing orange. They're all wearing orange. They're partying, dancing. There's music. These fans from all over the world are going to baseball games, and they're line dancing through the stands and having a good old time. And they're going on social media, all of the platforms, and saying how great what a great time they've had. Like they are saying things like, man, when I watch TV back home, they make it sound like America's a wasteland where it's just crime everywhere and people are angry and they said that everything's been the opposite. And I know we have those same impressions of other places in the world. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if we would stop, if we could somehow take the filters and just not have our views of the world go through the filters of television and social media specifically. Because I think the reason I'm picking those two more than something like radio is I think the visuals are a big deal in this, right? So when you're seeing pictures of crime scenes, when you're seeing, police beatings, whatever you're seeing, like these things all happen. They're all real. It's not fake. But it's not like it's all that's happening. Whereas when you watch TV and you see this stuff or you go to social media, what gets the biggest ratings? What's this? I learned this in freshman year journalism 101. I'm not even kidding you. This is one of the first things the professor talked about was if it bleeds, it leads. And that's been an axiom since before then. I mean, it's probably been an axiom in TV news for as long as TV news has existed. Because they know that fear and anger get the most attention. And that's happening all over the world on TV and on social media. What gets engagement on social media? It certainly isn't just the happy story of a fan from the Netherlands having a great time in Kansas City. That's not going to make news, but it's happening, and it's probably happening 1,000 times or more for every bad experience someone has. And I wonder if it's even possible now to get past those lenses that we're seeing things through, right? Like our visions of other parts of the world, their view of us. And another person was making this comment like, the countries anywhere, they're not the problem. The people are not the problem. The leadership, the politicians are the problem. That's what generates a lot of the news that you see. And everybody's just looking for political capital rather than looking to solve problems or to fix things. It's not so much about fixing it. It's about having something to campaign on. And again, not just here. This same dynamic, we're hearing from Europeans that are saying, when we see the news about the United States on TV, it looks terrible. And it's all negative, and everything's mean, and everybody's fighting and angry. And we get over here, the food's good, the people are super friendly, the stadiums are gorgeous, we're having a great time. And that's not the vision that we get. Like, that's what they're saying is this is not the vision of the United States we get. And I know we get the same thing. We see the world through those lenses.
And our own world.
Right.
Our own country.
Exactly. Right. And those lenses, though, are intentionally skewed to the negative because that's what keeps eyeballs on the screen. And I don't know how we get around it is kind of the question. Like, how do you, I mean, people can spread the word like we're seeing with this, right? People are all over Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, talking about how much fun they're having from all over the world. And the people that follow them will see it, but then they'll also watch TV tonight and they'll see the same lenses that I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. How do you get around it?
I think the only way to get around it is individuals are all going to have to make the decision to stay off of their screen more. Because I do think the average person is more addicted to their screen than we want to admit, than they want to admit. And I do think we're reaching a point where people are like, I spend a lot of time staring at my phone. I spend a lot of time scrolling. I lose a lot of time to that. And then on top of it, it's bringing so much negativity and so much like propaganda, or even if everything you're watching is like fun and happy, it's taking you away from your actual life. So I don't know if there's anything we can do in mass. I really don't. I think it's just more and more people have to realize I got to focus on what's actually happening in my community instead of focusing on what's entertaining me on my screen.
Yeah, this is kind of a different point, but I was watching the game last night, and right where we sat the other day in the green seats, you're on television a lot. And every time they showed the crowd, at least half of them were looking at their phone. They're sitting 18 feet behind home plate, and they're looking at the phone.
Jordan Walker has brought energy.
There's a ball that's lined to right field. Walker comes on, he dives, and he has it.
Excitement.
Pitch is hit into left field, base hit, Jordan Walker.
And big moments.
It's a grand slam for Jordan Walker.
A spot on the All-Star team takes more than talent. It takes your vote. KMOX is calling on fans across Cardinals Nation to get involved. Make your voice count. Go to MLB.com/vote. Select Jordan Walker and cast your ballot today. Vote Jordan Walker for the All-Star Game.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circa Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app, then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Amendment 4 on the August ballot hides some ugly facts. It would create a new minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that are citizen-led.
I just say no to that.
Amendment 4 permanently ends majority rule for citizen-led ballot issues.
I'm a no on 4.
Politicians put Amendment 4 on the ballot to severely limit citizens' constitutional power.
I say no on 4.
4 is a power grab by politicians. It lets one congressional district veto reforms backed by the majority of voters statewide, giving as few as 5% of voters control over the rest of us.
That's why I say no to 4.
4 would make it nearly impossible to rein in out-of-control politicians.
I say heck no.
4 takes away our constitutional power we've used for over 100 years to pass reforms that politicians wouldn't. Keep majority rule and your power. Just say no to Amendment 4. It's an ugly politician power grab. Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
A very unsettled weather pattern is going to be hanging around for a while. It's not really a severe weather setup, but the thunderstorms are really going to tap the moisture in the atmosphere, so they will be heavy rainmakers, and that could lead to some flash flooding. A mix of clouds and sunshine as we go through our afternoon with scattered showers and thunderstorms, 86 degrees. Tonight, scattered showers and thunderstorms, 69. Friday, scattered showers and thunderstorms, 83. The wet pattern continues Friday night. Over the weekend, Saturday, partly sunny. Still be some scattered showers and thunderstorms around, but fading, 89 degrees. And Sunday, here comes the return of summer. Partly sunny, hot and humid, 95 Sunday afternoon. In fact, it will be very humid. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
That was Dave Murray's weather forecast, sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis for their 26-point tune-up. It's one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Always look for the genuine, the original red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Mizzou football is almost here. Get ready for the season opening kickoff and Como game on Thursday, September 3rd, with 4 tickets for only $80. Be there to see the finished Memorial Stadium Centennial Project, a deal for the entire family to enjoy the home opener. Let's keep the sellout streak alive and bring the energy as we kick off the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium. Purchase your 4 tickets for $80 at mutigers.com/kickoff in Como. MIZ.
If you are looking for a place for independent living for older adults, the place is Fairwinds River's Edge in St. Charles. It was voted U.S. News and World Report's best independent living for 5 consecutive years. They have social events for the residents there, wellness programs. Just go to fairwindsriversedge.com. Schedule a tour and hear about all of the great new updated spaces, all the dining, the social events, the best. fairwindsriversedge.com.
Today, the Cards, the D-backs.
Ameren Total Access 550. First pitch 645.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM KMOX.
Our conversation with Ricky Horton is sponsored by Rawlings. Visit the Rawlings Experience at Westport.
Welcome back, guys. DGS and KMOX. Time to talk to our pal Ricky Horton. Hey, Rick.
Hey, Dave. How are you today?
Not too bad. So yesterday we had Bill DeWitt III on the show, and I was asking him Dave questions, and I'm not sure he'll be back on.
I was going to say you guys are best friends now.
No, he actually he really laughed, and then he gave Wheels, I thought,
really great
the
answer.
most interesting answer of the interview, which was like, I said, take us behind the curtain, like, what do you guys know that we don't know? And does it bother you when people go off on your family for not caring? And he said, yeah. He's like, I get it. I understand why fans get frustrated, but they don't know what I know. And I find that to be an interesting thing. Yeah.
Well, I feel like we hear that from Ollie a lot. It's like, he'll talk about some criticism he's getting, and it's like, yeah, but did they know A, B, C, D, E, F, G? And it's part of leadership, isn't it? I mean, everybody loves to, talk about what the king and the president is doing wrong, but what, they don't know what he knows. And so it is very true. That's the case. And I have great confidence in him. And by the way, I have confidence that he would be a much better, and I'm not abdicating, a much better golf partner with you than I am, because he's a way better golfer and probably a better teacher.
My theory,
Oh, my
Dave.
goodness. Oh, I think he's a scratch golfer, I think.
Wow.
How about that?
That's good.
Rick, you know what I was doing yesterday at 10:30 a.m.? I was taking a golf lesson with our buddy Ed.
I figured that's what you were doing.
And he sold me a set of clubs while I was there. So
I was playing at Whitmore and having kind of the time of my life. So I guess we were both doing the same thing. That's kind of you and I kind of being connected again, isn't it?
Very nice. I have a Dave question for you guys, and it's going to sound goofier than I mean it. But Jazz Chisholm was responding to the criticism that he's like, eating lollipops and building sandcastles. And he said, come on, essentially we're all just playing a kid's game. And I've always found that very interesting. Do you guys think professional baseball players are playing a kid's game, or are kids playing a professional's game?
I'll let you go first, Kevin.
All right, I'll go first. The game was created by grown-ass men for grown-ass men, and kids imitate what grown-ups do. That's how baseball started.
You used it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could not have said that better. Probably wouldn't have used all those vocabulary words you used. But here's the deal. I had it in my head and in my heart, so I might as well have said it. But here's the deal. It's like, okay, you go to the CEO of Monsanto and you say, okay, you're finger painting with our corporate spreadsheet. You probably shouldn't be doing it. It's like, no, I like to finger paint because that's what kids do. It's like, no, this is not a playground for kids. It's not. It is not. You have to grow up and be a professional. In fact, on a different subject, and Kevin, I think you and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, when I was watching the NCAA baseball championships, I was watching them on ESPN, I was appalled at the behavior of the fans at the game, and my conclusion was, it's professional baseball now because it's college, and college is professional now, but it's not very professional. It's not professionalism.
Right.
And at some point, you got to learn in any job. What's the right decorum? And basically respect is at the bottom line of that. I mean, what he did is disrespectful to 23,000 people that have ever played the game of baseball, and that is unexcusable.
Yeah, and I think, that's a great way to put it, Ricky. And I think part of the problem is that literally anything can be a hobby to some people, but it's a profession to others. You know, if you're a musician, you're not just playing a child's game because kids can play music. You're an artist. You take it seriously. You're doing it for a living. I mean, it's the same idea.
Somebody's paying you.
Yeah.
Somebody's paying you a lot of money to be really good at it and to not kind of mess up your team kind of function, which he did. I don't know the guy, but the reality is, that's not the kind of, situation you want to put a big league player in, to either defend his teammate or kind of live with that. And it, clearly screams that, I'm just doing this for fun. Well, if you're doing it for fun, you can do it in a men's league in South County here in St. Louis. And there's a bunch of guys there because they asked me when I was done playing, would you like to come and play in this league? And, my arm didn't work anymore. I mean, those leagues work, Kevin, as we know, but that's not what this is. This is the big leagues. This is professionalism.
If it's just for fun, why are you making $17 million a year?
Yeah, well, if it's just for fun, give your paycheck back. Exactly.
Right. I mean, it's your job, and act like you're at work. Have fun. You can have fun. We have fun at work, Ricky. But
we do.
If I was sitting here chomping on food during a segment while we're talking, that would sound terrible, and it would be very unprofessional of me.
100%. And everybody, whatever profession you're in, it doesn't matter. You're a teacher, you're a nurse, you're a doctor, whatever you are. Everybody understands the code of ethics that comes with that profession and the training that goes involved in that military. Whatever it is, you have your standards that are important to your people group, to the people that you work with and work for. And I mean, that's just kind of how it is. And if people don't like that, well, then they can go do something else because, again, it's vocation, not avocation.
I'm so glad I asked that question.
Yeah.
Those are great answers.
You hit a nerve, Dave.
Obviously, I did.
Yeah.
You hit a nerve with the shade you're throwing towards the men's leagues. I'll have you know that about half of the third baseman can get it to first base without a bounce.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I like that.
Okay. Rick, I know you were last night. I was last night. Wheels was last night. We're all pulling for Libby.
Yeah.
And it just the same result.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, first three innings were great, and then the fourth inning it caved in again, and he had a big inning, and he's going to have to figure that out. I mean, it's again back to the professionalism thing. Is nobody can figure that out but him. He's got people helping him. He's got a lot of people helping him, and he's a great dude. I love the guy, but it's a results oriented thing, and to have that many bad starts in June is problematic for him personally because you get kind of bummed about that, but also for your team and for kind of the direction you're going. And the Cardinals need him. Let's put it that way. They need him. Cardinals, I think, by the way, a little bit of an aside from Libby, the Cardinals are at a crossroad right now, today. I would say today, because they are at the same record they were at last year today. Same exact record. And you could win a bar bet with that. I mean, but it's a fact. And so going forward from here, last year, things fell apart. And there were reasons for that. It was a different team, older guys, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm not saying this year is last year. This year's way more fun. It really is. But you need to keep the pedal down, and I think the Cardinals have done a good job of keeping the pedal down with the moves that they've made. But I feel like they're going to have to put the pedal down as an organization in terms of performance, and I think players are going to have to put the pedal down and say, we're not going back to where we were. We're going forward to where we're headed. And I think kind of today, in my mind, is a bit of a crossroads on that.
Ricky, is it too dramatic for me to say that I think the course of this season is entirely about the rotation? Because the way it's gone lately we saw, not yesterday, but the day before, we saw the payback for a weekend where the starters didn't do their jobs because your best relievers weren't available in a nothing game in the ninth inning because they had to be used heavily over the weekend, and now you get another rough outing from Libby. And thankfully, Leahy's been really good the last two times. But I think that rotation is going to be the key. Can they protect the bullpen, and can they avoid those big innings that are killing them?
Yeah, I think you start with the rotation. You say we still trust in these guys, and that's why we want Libby to succeed. Yes, and I would say need him to succeed. The backup to that kind of conversation is Hunter Dobbins, Bryson Motts, and Quinn Matthews. And so that's the plan B.
Right.
And I think you always need a plan B. I mean, at some point in the season, it's a long year. So I would say plan A and plan B both have to work. And so to me, that's, as John Rooney loves to say, you're only as good as that day's starting pitcher. And I think yesterday is a great example of that. You can, I mean, if the Cardinals scored 4 runs on a given day, the way they did yesterday, we might say that's enough. You win 4-2.
Right.
It's a great game. It's a great game. Great ninth inning. It was all good. But when you give up a 9 spot, you're not going to win very often.
Yeah. So specifically with Libby, it's really hard to me. I know there's a lot of buzz. I get a lot of questions on social media, especially about whether or not he's tipping pitches. I'm having a hard time with that idea because he's fine the first time through, and I don't think guys just tip pitches more the deeper they go. I think if you have a tell, you have a tell. But there's got to be something, and it sure seems to me, Ricky, a lot of it is fastball command. That, none of the fastballs work that well by characteristic, which means you got to spot them up, and they're just too many misses.
Yeah, no, spotting him up is definitely part of it. I feel like with fastball, I did see him try to pitch inside more yesterday. I thought that was good, especially the first 3 innings. One thing I might differ with what you just said is I always think there's a big difference when somebody gets into the stretch. So you get a base runner on.
Okay.
Maybe there's tipping that goes on in that case because and I don't know I don't know this, but I think when you get into the stretch and you always give up 4 runs or 5 runs, then it's like, okay, then something's happening there, and maybe it's not even tipping. Maybe it's your mechanics aren't as good out of the stretch. That could be too. So I feel like that's an area. And I'm not a pitching expert. Certainly on modern day pitching, I'm not by 100%. But I knew the old version of it. But I think the point is that would be something I would look at. Let's put it that way.
It's a good point.
Very
good point. Yeah, because there are guys, Rick, where the report on them over years has been get them out of the windup. Get them in the stretch. Even if it's just a mental thing, that the thought 100%. Of holding the runners or whatever changes how well they execute.
Yeah, and sometimes you do too much. Back in the day, it used to be the guys would do the slide step too much, and they would lose their velocity. They wouldn't get their hips into it, and everything would be flatter. But the reality is that he's going to have to figure that. He's going to have to figure out how to adjust faster. I think that would be another way to say it. And it's not that he's not trying, he's a smart guy. He really is. Mm-hmm. But he's kind of got the program A, and when the program A is not working, you kind of go, uh-oh, where's he going with the next pitch? And it just snowballs. And, again, that's part of his development, but it's about time that next step happens for him. He needs it to. The Cardinals need him to get there.
All right, buddy. Hope you guys get the game in tonight. Have a great call. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys. You bet. Good to be with you.
Cardinals fans, this is Ricky Horton. Have you ever had a dream of meeting your favorite former Cardinals? You can make those dreams come true all season long with St. Louis Cardinals alumni experiences. You can join me and other former Cardinals players at events including Cardinals Conversations, Fans at Bat, Turn 2 with Ozzy, Cardinals Kids Clinics, and Cardinals Fantasy Camps. Don't miss your chance to make lifelong memories. Visit cardinals.com/alumni for more information.
If you're craving baseball conversations about your favorite players, alumni, and franchise memories, you'll love that Cardinals Magazine is dedicated to the stories that matter most to you. From Gold Gloves to championship rings, from the Wizard and Willie to Albert, Yachty, Uncle Charlie, and well beyond. Their careers define our pages. Treat yourself or a friend to a subscription today at cardinals.com/magazine. Cardinals Magazine, past, present, and future, it's all here.
So there are, I guess, 3 ways. Like if you enter your bathroom, you're going to feel about it. You're either going to feel great, in which case you don't care about Michael's baths because you love your bathroom. It's a little oasis for you. You love the shower. You love everything about it. It's just very comfortable. The second way to be would be kind of like benign, just kind of negative, like it's time to do this again. And the third way to be would be like it actively makes you sad. And we've all had that experience. Like I've lived places where I'm like, this room makes me sad. So if you are in either of the 2 latter groups, just reach out to Mike at Michael's Baths. He's a reasonable guy. He's not pushy at all. if you have him out to your house and you're just kind of thinking about it, he's not going to get mad at you if you don't sign on the dotted line that day. Take your time. But just know that we do the same thing that Bath Fitter and 3-Day Kitchen and Bath do. We do it better. We have local craftspeople, carpenters, plumbers, people who are doing the work. So all the dollars stay local. We don't have a big national advertising budget to contribute to. Mike only has me, and that allows him to do the same job better for 30 to 50% less money. If you are a disabled veteran, know that you can get this bathroom remodel with no money out of your pocket through a VA benefit. Call Mike at 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
Get ready for a night back with legendary hits and non-stop energy. Brian Adams is bringing the Roll with a Bunches tour to Enterprise Center Friday, July 24th.
Hello, this is Brian Adams.
Sing along to the classics as Brian Adams delivers an unforgettable night of rock anthems. Plus, special guests Pat Benatar and Neil Girardo. Brian Adams, July 24th. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-329-1010. That's 1-800-329-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-329-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
What's better than watching Team USA in the FIFA World Cup? Watching it with an ice-cold beer in your hand. And there's no better place to do both of those things than at the Beer Garden at Anheuser-Busch. A huge TV, every seat in the house is great. The beer is as fresh and as cold as you can find it. Bring your crew early, take a brewery tour, and then settle in for all the World Cup action. Visit BudweiserTours.com and experience USA Soccer at the Beer Garden. BudweiserTours.com.
Your health story is shaped by more than genetics. Everyday choices like nutrition, physical activity, sleep, tobacco use, and routine screenings all play a role in your future health. Siteman Cancer Center's Your Disease Risk helps you understand how family history and lifestyle work together, offering personalized insights to support healthier decisions. Knowing your risks today can help protect your tomorrow. Visit siteman.washu.edu/YDR.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS on KMOX. So not this weekend, but next weekend is the July 4th holiday, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Just letting everyone know, I am taking off that Monday. I've been invited to the Taylor Swift wedding.
Oh, look at you.
Dave's actually walking Taylor down the aisle.
So I'll be able to report back.
Oh, that's good. So you get to do the honors as the, all right.
I think I am the distraction so that everyone shows up in Madison Square Garden to see me go to the wedding.
Right.
Yeah,
and then they're in the Hamptons.
Right. They're actually going to be somewhere else.
So I think I'm kind of being used.
Yeah.
She's like that, She's always...
Rich, do you care at all?
No. I mean, I'm lying. Of course I'm going to look at the pictures. Why am I lying? Why am I lying to myself?
I was like, yes, you do.
I do care. Yes, I will look at all of the pictures.
That's who's pup.
Yeah, I'm not like trying to investigate and trying
to learn more.
Yeah,
you're not going down the Reddit rabbit hole.
Yeah, I'm not trying to predict anything or haunting any threads right now, but yeah, once the pictures come out, I would love to look at those.
Is it happening next weekend?
Yeah.
They have Madison Square Garden reserved.
Yeah, they have the streets. I guess
they have the streets blocked, and
Okay.
they have a permit to hold an event.
Okay.
Can I just say, you suck if you're going to get married at Madison Square Garden.
Ooh, taking a stand.
Yeah.
If
Why do you say that?
Metallica was
But
getting
number
married
one-
there,
number
would
one-
you feel that way?
Yes. It's just too big of a flex.
Why
Like,
do I find him so adorable?
I'm so
That's
important
funny.
that I need to get married at Madison Square Garden. It's like, okay, just relax. You sing songs. It's good. You're great, but like, come on.
Well, won't it be sort of
Plus, what does that do to the people?
awkward and cavernous?
Well, it's going to be a terrible wedding. Yeah. Like, why would you not just pick?
Are
Like,
they
going
gonna
to
have 20,000 people there?
Right. I mean, I would guess it's a fairly small
Well,
event.
What if it's a concert as well?
Well, it's not going to be any of those. I thought the whole thing was like they're having an after wedding event at that venue.
I didn't
Also
know that.
too big of a flex.
That's to accommodate all the people who are coming to like the party part.
Oh.
And
So they're
have
going to have
room for all of
20,000
that.
whatever.
But
I don't
again,
know.
hot take. A place with that is like over half of it is like stands with seats in them. Like that's a terrible place to throw a huge party. To me, at least, it feels that way.
I don't know. I feel like that's just symbolic excess is what it is. Like that's why it's irritating to me. It's like, come
Well,
on, man.
let's be real.
Can you
She's-
just not be normal?
No, she can't. She's a billionaire. She takes her private
Yeah.
jet from Kansas City to like St. Louis, and it's a
Yep.
30-minute flight. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
There was a report that just came out the other day that said she is the billionaire who has the biggest carbon footprint
Yeah.
so far in 2026.
Well, I'm going to lump her in with all the other dumbass billionaires who do these big old flexes for no reason other than they can.
The thing about the, like, how are they going to use the space? The space is going to look dumb. I will stand up for Taylor and Travis on this front. Taylor Swift has put on 1 million, like, arena concerts.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be able to work with the right people to make the space look exactly how she wants it to look.
And Travis has a master's degree in
Andrew
interior
makes a pretty
decorating.
good point, so I think I'm going to go with Andrew over Taylor Swift on this.
I would
one.
go with me.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm on Team Andrew here.
I am excited to see what her dress looks like and stuff.
Rach, what are peptides and do I need them?
I'm not sure exactly what a peptide is. I do put them on my face from time to time. I think they help regenerate your cells or something. I'm probably dead wrong, but they're a skincare step that I've used.
The
in the
kids
past.
are all about them.
Well, I mean,
All
there are
right.
lots of versions of it. That was a weird miss up.
You're having a day.
I am. I'm having a total day. But they're basically
Only
just
virgins use peptides.
Yeah.
they're
If you
basically
want to be cool, you can't use peptides. That's for virgins.
yeah. It's used for a lot of different things.
Now, don't laugh harder at him. I did the joke first. Now you're playing it on too thick with
He
Andrew.
just owns me.
It's like he didn't even hear me, and then Andrew does it. He's like, "Oh, Andrew."
I had to swoop in.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh,
Let's see, what
and
is
won
a
this.
I think we got to fight over it.
They are short chains of amino
We know-
acids.
Yeah, we know who won't be getting the little notes left around, Dave.
Oh, they
Yeah.
do the tissue repair, so they can help
Yes.
like regenerate.
There are a lot of different
I need my
versions of it,
tissues
right? There,
repaired.
there are people that can use them for like training for marathons. You can use them for bodybuilding. You can use them for the hair growth.
don't do any of
like,
those
there
things.
are all kinds of. I mean, basically, they can be used for a lot of different therapies depending on how they're being used.
And you can inject them, right? Because I saw a guy that was like, I
Oh,
mixed
yeah, yeah.
mine in the same syringe, and
Yeah.
people were freaking out about him because, like, I guess that can cause you to, like, explode or something.
Right.
You gotta be careful with all that stuff. Don't take your advice from people on TikTok when it comes to like anything you're injecting in your body. I can't believe I have to say that.
I
but
know.
People on TikTok love injecting stuff.
I
They
know.
do.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of doing that. That sounds awful.
What?
Not the virgins.
Like, like injecting stuff.
Meh, it's fine.
I think there's a decent chance Wheeler says the F word by the end
I
of the
tell you
show.
what. No, I'll say Floofennerfer the way I'm going today.
Bill, that's a big smile for an old politician.
I'm thinking about our plan. It's slick enough to make a lobbyist blush. First, we hoodwink voters with Amendment 5. Tell them it's a tax cut. Once they're hooked, we decide who pays the higher taxes.
So it's not a tax cut plan, and we don't get a say?
Right, just swaps who pays the tax, but it does remove 3 voter-passed taxpayer constitutional protections. That lets us levy new taxes on services, increase sales taxes, and even tax home sales. And voters will no longer get to vote on tax hikes.
Higher sales taxes on groceries, gas, service taxes on doctor visits, childcare, and even rent on apartments. Jeez. Taxes could exceed 20%.
Sure, they figure that up to 80% of taxpayers will pay more taxes. Many, hundreds more. Seniors, they'll get hit even harder, but our big donors will cut a fat hog.
The ones getting butchered by Amendment 5 are most taxpayers. I'm voting no on 5.
Paid for by Missourians for fair taxation.
It's 2:56. This time check is brought to you by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Tell you guys about my longest running live client, Mike at Michael's Flooring. 26 years now. That has to be unprecedented. He's never stopped. He's been consistent, 3 a week, every week, 52 weeks out of the year, decade after decade. And again, I'll go back to what I said about one of my previous clients. It's not me. That's not where the magic lies. I can only get you guys to, go to the website or make a phone call or stop by Michael's Flooring on a Saturday or something. At that point, it's all Mike. And for 26 years now, he has made the DGS audience very, very happy. He has all the name brands, Shaw, Coronet, Mohawk. He has linoleum and tile and ceramic tile and pretty much everything you would expect from a flooring store. He can also design and loom area rugs for you. That's a cool thing that he does. He's always going to have the lowest price. He's always going to have the best customer service. As far as the DGS audience goes, you really don't want to go anywhere else for your flooring but Michael's. Go to michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, St. Louis. This is Ben Barnett with Timberline Tree Care. I'm really excited to announce another reason why we should be taking care of your trees. Timberline is now the only tree care provider anywhere to offer full-spectrum tree maintenance programs that are fully guaranteed. Here's how it works. You call Timberline and an ISA-certified arborist will meet you at your home. We will develop a plan that includes soil testing and amendment, fertilization, any necessary pesticide applications, and annual inspections by an ISA-certified arborist. But here's the best part. Maintenance pruning of your tree is included in this plan, and in the unlikely event that your tree dies while under our care, we will remove it for free. All you have to do is call us and sign up for the plan. We will take care of literally everything from there. There's no obligation, and you can cancel at any time. For tree care that is guaranteed, call Timberline Professional Tree Care at 636-479-7475 or find out more at stltreecare.com.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, we have clouds, 81 degrees downtown of the Arch. I'm Maria Kina, in for Michael Calhoun. Our top story, a federal judge today blocking part of President Trump's executive order restricting mail-in voting.
The ruling marks the third time in less than a week that a federal judge has stymied the Trump administration's attempt to increase federal oversight over elections. Judge Indira Talwani issued an injunction barring the Trump administration from creating a national list of approved voters eligible to receive a mail-in ballot from the Postal Service, as well as new regulations intended to increase the Postal Service's oversight of mail-in voting. Talwani writing, quote, "The Constitution does not grant the president any specific powers over elections." Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
There's such a backlog in the State Department. Some people are waiting 3 months, 6 months to get a passport.
Illinois Senator and Iraq War veteran Tammy Duckworth telling MS Now military IDs will not be sufficient if your last name is different on your current ID.
So think about the 69 million American women who married and took their husbands' names. You can no longer vote under the SAFE Act. And so that is what he's doing. He wants this.
President Trump has said he will not sign the bipartisan affordable housing bill if the Save America Act is not passed. Insufficient training was a factor in why nearly 3 dozen detainees were able to take over a housing unit inside the St. Louis County Jail.
We also need to do more training on these types of situations so the correctional officers feel prepared when they're confronted with something like this.
Acting Director of Justice Services Tim Ware, who took over earlier this month, he says a lack of training is attributable to not enough staff.
We're under some staffing challenges, and that's can't be an excuse, but that's a reality is we have to have more staffing available.
However, the jail did not contact Clayton police until after the incident, with Ware saying they should have during it.
No one can really do it by themselves, and we're always working together, and that's what should have happened here as well.
There were no injuries, but the damage is estimated to be around $30,000. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
At 3:02, it is time for an update from the St. Louis Business Index. Here's Stifel Senior Vice President for Investments, Scott Bedell. Hi, Scott.
Everyone, major stock indexes turned in a mixed performance despite very poor performance by some of the largest companies. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 72 points, or just about 0.1% at 51,920. The Standard & Poor's 500 index was just about unchanged at 7,358, while NASDAQ slid 0.5% to 25,358. Locally, the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index had the best performance on the day, gaining 0.6% at 1,714. Helping that index to move higher, ESCO Technologies gained 2.5% at $354.90. A favorable Supreme Court ruling helped propel Bayer Corporation up 17% to close at $13.16. On the downside, Stifel Financial slid a little less than 2% at $71.47. Amdocs fell 3.5% to $49.87, while Caleres lost 3.75% to close at $12.47. For KMOX, this has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, we invite you to visit our website at stifel.com.
A check of traffic for 270 drivers at Dorset. Right now, you're backed up from exit 17 all the way to Page. It is stop and go traffic through that area. And another problem, watch out for police activity. It has the right lane blocked for eastbound 364 drivers at Arena Parkway. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, Dave Murray has our forecast.
A very unsettled weather pattern is going to be hanging around for a while. It's not really a severe weather setup, but the thunderstorms are really going to tap the moisture in the atmosphere, so they will be heavy rainmakers, and that could lead to some flash flooding. A mix of clouds and sunshine as we go through our afternoon with scattered showers and thunderstorms. 86 degrees. Tonight, scattered showers and thunderstorms, 69. Friday, scattered showers and thunderstorms, 83. The wet pattern continues Friday night. Over the weekend, Saturday, partly sunny. Still be some scattered showers and thunderstorms around, but fading, 89 degrees. And Sunday, here comes the return of summer. Partly sunny, hot and humid, 95 Sunday afternoon. In fact, it will be very humid. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
We have had some rain this afternoon to the north of us, nothing in the immediate St. Louis area. The flood watch continues until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. 84 degrees right now in St. Peters, 81 in Florissant, 81 downtown at the Arch. I'm Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS and KMOX, few minutes past 3 p.m. We're just talking about something off the air that I'm not going to go into detail about because it's private. But earlier in the show, we were talking about how we don't really know anything. We don't know anything. We just know what other people tell us. But we're talking about a interpersonal situation with some people we all know. And I thought one thing, and Kevin's like, no, not at all. And it just brings it home again. Like, it's not just global warming we fool ourselves about knowing, it's each other and what's going on with someone in their personal life. We don't know.
Yeah, and it could be, it's not even always bad intentions, right? It could be just a mistaken piece of information. It could be something that may be partly true, but then when you know like 4 other elements that go into it, you're like, oh, well, that changes how it looks, and that changes how it sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to do DGS Happy Hour here. Andrew, I want to start with you, though. I forgot to ask you on Monday, but you saw Toy Story 5.
I did.
And as a childless adult, you said it was a little challenging?
Yeah, it's tough because when you go see a movie for children and you don't have children, there's a bunch of children there, and they just piss you off the whole time.
Yeah.
So it was just like repeated instances of my wife and I like checking each other because we'd go like, is that kid gonna shut up? And then you go like, oh, well, we're in their house right now. Like they're supposed to be here. We're maybe the weird ones for not being here. We weren't the only like childless people there. But like, you know, every time like there was a kid in our row that, you know, they can't sit still in the movie theater. So he basically just like gets up and just runs back and forth in front of the row for the whole movie. And, like, you start to get really annoyed by that because it's really annoying. But you're also, like, you want to try to have, like, empathy for the, you know, the parents that are there. And, you know, any kid that's doing that is just a tornado of a kid. So you're, like, trying to, like, have empathy and be like, yeah, if this is what it takes for you to get 2 hours of relative peace, maybe I can be annoyed by your stupid, terrible kid for... What do you think, Rach? Am I being too charitable?
Rach going to push back.
Charitable.
Yes, you are being too charitable. I think if your child can't sit in the seat and watch the movie, you shouldn't take your child to the movies.
Or to a restaurant.
It's in an appropriate place to bring them. If they don't want to or they're unable to do it, they shouldn't. You should find another activity to do.
Something that lets them do what they like to do.
Yeah, take them to the park and let them run around. The kid obviously doesn't want to watch Toy Story, so... I don't know.
That was kind of, now I thought I was just, you know, being a jerk, but it feels good to have somebody else say that because that's kind of what I felt too. Like I was like, all right.
Because it's common sense tells you
it's
you're ruining the experience for everyone else in the theater because your child is more special than everyone else and needs to get up and run around.
Yeah, like there were other kids in the theater that were behaving, but this kid in our row wasn't even the only kid that was, you know, acting up. And I did have that thought that's like, well, these kids are not, like, it's expensive to go to the movies. It was, you know, it's for a family of 3 and one of them being a young kid, you're going to be probably spending, you know, close to $100 if you get the popcorn and snacks and sodas and everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, the kid's not even watching the movie. And you're not watching the movie because you're tripping over what your kid's doing, you know, backflips over the seats and stuff.
Yeah. I'm a little mixed on it because if it's like a regular movie, I completely agree. If your kid said, but if it's a movie theater that's going to be full of kids because it's a kid's movie, I'm not sure I see the big issue.
But it's getting up and running around.
No, I understand. I mean, I totally believe me. It would annoy me too, but it's more of like that is kind of like a daytime showing for a kid's movie is going to be loaded with kids, and when you're loaded with kids, they're not all going to be behaved. They're just not. You could take 100 kids. There's going to be a number. Whatever the percentage is, 10, 15, 20% that are not going to behave that way.
But again, you're almost implying that these kids are contractually obligated to go be in this theater.
No.
And the parents are contractually obligated to force the kids to be in the... Like, that's what we're saying is that maybe if you know that your kid doesn't behave in the theater, maybe just don't go to the theater at all with the kid.
And again, another person would say... maybe the grown person that wants to have a grown person experience would go sometime their kids are not going to be as much
I'm
there.
taking Andrew completely out of the equation. If I'm there with my kids,
I see what you're saying.
and my kids are behaving, I'm pretty mad that you're letting your kid get it's just we have just lost the plot on so many things to where it's like, but he wants to run around. It's not an appropriate place for him to run around. It's not appropriate.
Yeah.
Why have we just thrown that out the window?
Yeah, Dave brought up restaurant, and he makes a great point. Like if you take your kid to any restaurant, unless it's like a McDonald's play place or whatever, I guess. But any restaurant. If your kid's like running around doing laps around people's tables, that's just an inappropriate, the kid, I'm not saying the kid's a monster or anything, but that's an inappropriate place for a kid to be doing that.
Yeah.
He could hurt himself. He could hurt somebody else. Not for nothing in the movie theater, it's very dark. Like someone could trip over him. He could trip over something. He could get tripped by someone. I don't know.
Yeah, it really just kind of comes down to everyone's tolerance for that. And Maureen and I, wasn't that we had no tolerance for it. We just, I don't know, we just thought it was the right thing to do.
Because it is the right thing to do.
Yeah. We taught our kids to not be idiots. And when they were idiots, because that's at the top of the resume of being a kid,
right?
We would remove them.
That's right.
And, hey, okay, it's my turn. Come on, Feebles, go out and, throw rocks. Come back in 10 minutes. Hope it's better. When we were in California, Maureen and Phoebe and I went, every dinner we went to was an expensive dinner because we're in California. And we're wanting to show her a good time and, we're not going to see her for a little bit. And this one dinner we went to is in this beautiful, dark, Italian, vibey place. And they take us to this little back room. There's only 2 booths. This is great. And then they seat the booth behind us, and it's a couple with, a 2-year-old kid. And when I tell you the kid didn't stop screaming the entire time, I mean he didn't stop screaming the entire time. And it's just what's wrong with you? What do you have that I don't? Or what are you missing that you're just fine ruining someone's dinner?
Well, I mean, to me, that ties into this topic of, we can't even get grown people to behave in movie theaters.
True.
Right.
I mean, I've literally...
I've not been back since I was at the Esquire watching the Demeter vampire movie.
The Voyage of
and
the
next
Demeter.
thing I know, they're these big kids, 15, 16, 17, running around and shoving each other. Then there's a guard with a gun. I'm like, okay. I think I think I could watch this in a month on Prime.
I think the other part of the equation too is when I was little, it was a special thing to go to the movies.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah, it was like, oh, wow, I better behave because my parents are doing something really nice for me. And I had that appreciation of this is a special thing.
Yeah.
But it's it turns into less of a special thing when you bring your children and then they're allowed to act however they want. And you just keep rewarding them with the fun things.
Yeah, it's
so much so that the fun things cease to be fun. They become run of the mill.
Yeah, and it's almost like a spoiled issue because what you think when you're a kid, I mean, I remember being a kid enough to remember you're I better do this right because I want to keep doing it.
Yeah, I would like to do it again in the future.
I want to go to movies more because I have a lot of fun doing this.
Yeah.
And there's
going to be a consequence if I behave poorly. My parents are going to make me experience a consequence for bad behavior.
Yeah.
And I just think a lot of times that doesn't happen.
Yeah, now that we've heard over and over again over the recent years of parenting that kids are just kind of in charge now.
Yeah.
And the kids kind of dictate what happens, then when you don't show them the consequence of you don't get to go to the movie
everyone
anymore.
will get this. In my family, I have a reputation for being a very soft dad. Oh, sure this and sure that, what have you. But it's kind of not really fair. Marie and I talk about this. We were very, normal.
You raised them to...
We did. But my point is that we all know that tone of voice. I think it's great. I'm not a hitter. Never spank my kids because I was spanked way too much. If you spank your kids, that's your business as long as you don't go too far and it's abuse. But I never did. I would talk to my kids, but I was also never this guy. now, honey, come on. If you just stay quiet, we'll go to KB. Like, I was never that guy. Because once you become that guy, once you're sort of begging your kid, like, the kid gets it. That's one thing kids get.
You cannot cede your authority. In other words, when you try to be too friendly, now they're seeing you more as a friend or a peer as opposed to an authority figure.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, like, I'm friends with my child. I always was. But not when there was misbehaving. It was never, like you said, it was never, okay, now it's time to stop. It's like, no, stop. I mean business. This is my I mean business voice. That's when we change the tone, right? That's when the behavior has to stop. It's not hard to do, but I mean, I'm just even more disappointed the fact that we can't even get grown people to behave well in public.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time I had an issue with people in the theater, it was like a 50-something, a woman my age and her 20-something son wouldn't shut up. They would not stop talking to each other.
Well, you know what? It's all over the news. And I see it from TikToks, and like, heckling has always been a thing, and I've always hated it, but it's just like every comedy show you go to now. It's like people think they're a part of the act. And if it's a crowd work guy and you know that's what he's known for, okay.
Right.
But if you're just going to see Jerry Seinfeld or something, like, shut up.
Yeah, you're not part of the entertainment.
You're not a part of it.
Right.
And people going to Broadway shows and screaming stuff out and singing things, it's like,
singing along
what's
to
wrong with you?
Singing along to the musicals is one that I've experienced a few times, like going to the Fox.
Do they do that in the theaters too?
Oh, yeah.
Musicals and stuff?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Please shut up.
Yeah, if you, when we saw Little Mermaid, there was only like 5 other people in the theater with us, but one of them was like audibly singing. And I said, Megan, stop singing, or we're gonna
have to go
business.
We're gonna
I'm
have to go
I'm
home.
not taking
This
you
is
to the
my
movies.
serious voice.
Andrew did his dad's serious voice. Okay,
I'm
now
not taking you
Megan.
to the movies anymore.
But you know, the other part too is we're not saying this to just be like, because I'm sick of dealing with your kids. Your kids need to behave. No, your children need to be taught to fit into society because of the rest of society. Like, ultimately, you are hurting your child by never giving them boundaries. You are hurting them.
Yeah.
They are then going to go out into the world and think they are the most
they're going to
special
get into
person.
school, for example, and they're going to have behavioral problems because those were never addressed.
And authority figures are not going to like them, and it's going to be bad for them.
I recently had a discussion, debate, argument with my MAGA friend. I have many MAGA friends, but the one who's the most MAGA. And I was basically lamenting, not at MAGA, just in general, that we have lost our manners, we've lost our courtesy, and that's important. And that's kind of what separates us from the animals. And that I miss that, and I wish it would come back. And I think it's important to treat people with courtesy and to have manners, to have social rules that you observe. And he's just laughed at me. He's like, dude, you need to wake up. None of that stuff was ever important. It was all used to control us. Now you get to say what you want to say and do what you want to do. And if you don't like it, you can just deal with it. I'm like, man, we could not see the world more differently.
It just shows how spoiled we are. Just such a spoiled country and such a spoiled society that we've never had to deal. I mean, like, we've dealt with certain hardships, but what's the last like mass hardship the United States dealt with together as a nation?
I mean, COVID would, but
I mean,
I don't really feel like we dealt with that together.
Well, no, but I mean, that's like the most recent example, but it's like when you compare that to the Great Depression.
Exactly.
It's not even in the same category.
So it's really easy to be like, why would we need to work together? That's stupid.
Right.
It's well, we haven't been in a situation where we really needed to work together, and now we're drifting farther and farther apart.
You know what's really interesting, and I know we don't have time, so I can do this fast. Think about the era that followed all of that conflict. World War I, the Great Depression, World War II. That's when all of those manners and everything came in, because during those difficult times, we realized we needed to work together to fix real problems and to solve things. And we acted that way for a good long time after that. And we've been so far removed from that kind of difficulty that now we're sliding back.
Yeah. Tell you guys about Lombardo Homes, and I will just say that we have communities all over the metro, but they really, really love St. Charles and the horse farms out on Double D, and Cottleville is just really, super hot and growing all the time. So if you're especially interested in that area, we really have you covered. If maybe you inherited something, from a deceased loved one, and you have a little bit of land you'd like to build on it, we can do the build on your lot. If you have a place in mind, you don't know if it exists, but I'm just looking for this, and it's 10 acres, got a little pond, maybe a horse barn, we're going to find it for you. We're going to find it for you, and we're going to get a great deal on that land. Rach?
Absolutely. Discover Crooked Creek at Cottleville Trails or South Point Estates in the Wentzville School District. 2 new opportunities in St. Charles County. Like Dave said, whatever it is you want, whatever it is you need, Lombardo Homes is going to be able to make it happen for you. To learn more, go to their website, lombardohomes.com.
The Second World War is the largest event in human history.
A 20-part series with Tom Hanks.
No part of the globe was untouched. No life unchanged.
Experience the ultimate account of World War II.
Every single person had a story. These are the stories that make us who we are.
Listen to World War II with Tom Hanks on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
We are on the biggest stage in the world right now, and I am talking about soccer. The whole world is paying attention, and FanDuel has decided to change the game. And as you know, if you bet soccer, that sometimes your player gets subbed out, and then what happens? Your bet goes with them. Well, FanDuel says we have a better way to do it. That's not happening anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues with the substitute. So you are still in it until the final whistle. Just go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started now. I've been telling you about this app for many, many months. I love using it. It's easy to use. All the information you need is right there. FanDuel.com/Missouri. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I was throwing a party for the twins and had custom invites and a banner printed at Staples. And that's when I saw Party City is now at Staples.
Party City? No way!
So now Staples has all your printing needs and everything you need for a party.
Everything times 2.
And now at Staples, save 25% on all custom banners.
Party City is now at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. Some banners available same day when ordered by 12 p.m. Hence 8-1 exclusions apply.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
100 years of service and still at your service. KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS 325. In certain towns in California, they are offering people $500 for snitching on their neighbors for firing off fireworks.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, with the wildfires and stuff, you kind of can't be too careful.
That's not the response I expected. I thought you'd be like, screw snitches.
No. Have some respect for your neighbors.
Like, don't snitch on them?
No, like, don't blow crap up in their backyard.
Yeah, I'll snitch on my neighbors that fire off fireworks.
Man, I'm working
from-
with a bunch of snitches.
The people a couple of houses up the street from me will fire off fireworks from like May 10th until Halloween.
Yeah.
Like the entirety of summer is fireworks season. If they can get a hold of them, they're lighting them off.
Now, I
in the
will
street.
look, I'll grant you that. I'm not a snitch, but I'll grant you that in St. Louis, it's like a 6-week season.
Yeah.
And to be clear, like on the 4th of July, have fun.
Yeah, have fun.
Go for it. No problem.
Yeah.
But like if
On
it's
4th of July, it's my problem, not yours.
But if it's midnight, stop.
Well, and
Just stop.
You said this was California.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You,
I mean, they
you
have
don't need to
wildfires.
be setting off
Right.
fireworks. Like, we're still recovering from the beginning of 2025. That was so devastating and crazy. Like, watch the PBS fireworks on TV.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm not like 100% anti-neighborhood fireworks, but just like have some common sense. A little bit of respect for everyone, because like I'm a late person. I'm up till 2:00 every night. Most people are not. So if you're out there shooting off fireworks at midnight, you're disturbing a lot of people. People with children, people with dogs. Just stop early. Just have some common sense.
Yeah, my Augie wasn't crazy about it, but I've never had a dog that was super sensitive.
Right.
But I feel for people who do.
Right. And again, mine are not that sensitive. They might bark a little bit, but they don't get weird. Some dogs go into full panics. And again, I understand that my dog is not your problem, but your fun is not my problem either. Should not become my problem.
What is your problem?
I don't know. Everything. Can't say words today.
Who's pup?
Who's poop?
Who's pup?
But no, you're right, Dave. It's my problem on 4th of July. I'll give you even the whole weekend on 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
If you're blowing stuff up and my cat is upset about it, that's on me. I got to figure out a way to make my cat happy. This is just something you have to suffer through as a pet owner and as a pet. But on when it's like August 15th and they're still lighting them off until 1 in the morning or whatever, that's when it's like, all right, I'm calling the cops.
Gigi's calling the cops.
Gigi's calling the cops. She's got she's hitting the buttons with her little paw.
You should take her to a hotel.
Yeah.
But also a hotel kitty.
If you're in California,
I've taken her camping. I've taken her to a cabin one time.
Yeah.
Just two of you?
She hated it.
Yeah.
She hated it
Weird
so
place. Weird place.
We're going to get away from mommy for a while.
Also, have that situational awareness.
She didn't want to come, actually.
We live in California where there are wildfires. Maybe, exploding things is not a great idea. I don't see why that's
Dave
such a
still thinks we're
difficult ask.
snitches.
Oh, I know you're snitches.
I mean,
I'm watching my back.
I'm not even denying it when it comes to that.
Dave's like, I was going to set off so many fireworks on the break, and now you ruined it.
You know what snitches get.
Tossing firecrackers into the newsroom.
They get $500, Dave. That's what those snitches get.
Tell you guys about John Moriarty, not a snitch, at E3 Wealth. He'll keep your secrets. He is excellent at giving financial advice, investment advice, retirement advice. He's even better at giving financial advice to business owners and entrepreneurs. And you live long enough on this planet, and you can't help but learn a few things. And one thing that I have learned about myself and others is that you can be really good at something and still not great at other things. Like, I'm good at probably 3 things in life, and everything else, I'm terrible. You may be very smart with your business and you've grown it, but you may have hit a point that you're kind of stagnated or you've hit a plateau. Let John help you out. All you have to do is go to e3wealth.com. Reach out to John. I promise you, he's a pussycat. He's a sweet guy, very soft-spoken, not weak, very aggressive when it comes to protecting you, but you're going to like him. E3wealth.com for John Moriarty.
Before a nation, there was an idea. Before freedom, there was a sacrifice. This year, KMOX marks America's 250th birthday. Step into history with John Hancock and Michael Kelly, Sunday mornings at 8, as they pull you into the moment where everything was on the line. This is the sound of a nation being born. Celebrate America, 250 years strong, with Hancock and Kelly, Sunday mornings at 8, only on KMOX.
Amendment 4 on the August ballot hides some ugly facts. It would create a new minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that are citizen-led.
I just say no to that.
Amendment 4 permanently ends majority rule for citizen-led ballot issues.
I'm a no on 4.
politicians put Amendment 4 on the ballot to severely limit citizens' constitutional power.
I say no on 4.
4 is a power grab by politicians. It lets one congressional district veto reforms backed by the majority of voters statewide, giving as few as 5% of voters control over the rest of us.
That's why I say no to 4.
4 would make it nearly impossible to rein in out-of-control politicians.
I say heck no.
4 takes away our constitutional power we've used for over 100 years to pass reforms that politicians wouldn't. Keep majority rule and your power. Just say no to Amendment 4. It's an ugly politician power grab. Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This is Jordan Walker. Celebrate Black Heritage Day, presented by your quality Ford dealers on Sunday, June 28th at Busch Stadium. This special culture and community event honors the impact, history, and legacy of the Black community in baseball and beyond. With a special themed ticket, you'll receive an exclusive Cardinals jersey designed by Corey Rogers. And don't miss a special heritage celebration in Budweiser Terrace before the game. Details and tickets at cardinals.com/theme.
The weekend starts here. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Lou with $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at Cardinals.com.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we've got a crash on northbound 270 north of Dorset with lane blockages on the right lanes there, and I believe traffic is jammed back to almost Page on northbound Highway 270. If you're on westbound Highway 70, you're bumper-to-bumper 5th Street out through the Cave Springs area to 370 eastbound has delays coming in through that same stretch. Weather's an issue in certain areas this afternoon. Eastbound 370 near Elton Newtown, a vehicle off the roadway, and 370 slow both ways east of there as well. Westbound 70 also heavy from A out toward 61Z, and eastbound 70 backs up from David Hokel Parkway into Wentzville Parkway. Westbound 64 slow from Kings Highway out to McCausland between Spady and Ballas, Clarkson to Topgolf, and Lake St. Louis Boulevard a little more solid out to Highway 70. South 270, 364 down to almost Ladue is jammed, and then it's slow 64 down to Doherty Ferry, 44 to Gravel. Eastbound 44 Bulls to 270, slow down there. Southbound 55 south of M towards Highway Z is heavy. And on the Illinois side, roadwork backups, eastbound 64, approaching 111 to 157, northbound 255 from 5570 to Horseshoe Lake Road. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circa Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app, then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get inside your Redbirds and the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS 334. Dave Murray joins us courtesy of the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center. Dave, did you hear us talking about the fines and the snitching in California?
It doesn't surprise me. I did not hear about it. But
yeah, they're offering people $500 to snitch on their neighbors if they use fireworks.
You know what? I don't have a problem with that because a wildfire can start in a second. That's the reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that if one goes, I mean, I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty when our son was young. We did fireworks, and I was always concerned about something going on somebody's roof.
Yeah,
and that didn't stop me from doing it, but I also didn't do it at 1 a.m.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. But you know what? If you live in a wildfire-prone area, which is almost everything in California. If you're going to do it, you better really be safe.
And Dave,
But if you get caught, you're in trouble.
Is this the wildfire season?
Yeah, the big wildfire season is primarily end of August, September, October. Because that's when the Santa Ana starts to blow. This time of year, you'll start to notice some of the conservation land, parkland, stuff like that is starting to get brown. And here in Laguna, we bring goats in to try to keep that down. We have a lot of goats. We have 2 giant goat herds that float around town.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool.
That is pretty cool. I think I interrupted you when you first came on. Did you have something you wanted to say before we talk about the weather?
No, just fine.
Great. So looks like it's moving in tonight and going to be around tomorrow?
Yeah, well, it's been around today. There's been thunderstorms, showers and thunderstorms around. There's a little batch of thunderstorms right now, not severe, but they're rumbling around mainly in St. Charles County, back through Warren County and into Montgomery County. That stuff is going to be moving into North St. Louis County, I would say here in the matter of minutes, and it will include Florissant, Jamestown. It could get as far south as Maryland Heights and Ferguson, maybe even University City and Ladue. It's got some heavy downpours of rain with it and some lightning. I don't see a lot of lightning in it, but boy, it's cooking as far as rain is concerned. And this is the pattern. Not going to be raining all the time. It doesn't do this in June unless it's tropical in nature. This is not. But scattered showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, Friday night. And there'll be some around on Saturday, but I think it starts to get limited on Saturday. 81 tomorrow, 70 tomorrow night, and about 89 on Saturday. Limited severe weather. It's not a big, giant, widespread severe weather outbreak, but there are thunderstorms around, and they will be known for producing very heavy rain, very efficient storms, some lightning, some flash flooding possible. Highways, roadways, small streams, small creeks could come up very quickly. And in some isolated cases, there could be some strong gusty winds up to about 45, 50 miles per hour. That's very, very isolated. So it starts to break down slowly on Saturday. It is gone on Sunday. And here comes the southerly flow.
Yeah.
Sunny, hot, steam bath weather. I mean, we're talking very humid because of what we will see over the next 24 plus hours. 95 for the high. Heat indexes on Sunday afternoon could be 105, 106. That will continue Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday anyway. I don't see it breaking down. I'll take it through Wednesday right now, but it could take us into the holiday weekend.
Damn.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, it's end of June, July. Got to get a little of this from time to time.
It has been amazing.
It has.
June has been a spectacular month by St. Louis standards.
Yes.
And the spring has been spectacular.
Yeah. Dave, if a guy was going to play golf in the morning, would it be
could that be Mitch?
Would it be No, we're not talking to Mitch. Mitch has a smart mouth lately. So, in fact, Andrew, you might just want to get rid of Mitch and Vic and Jacob. Just time out for the day.
They're all on the who's paw list.
Andrew, don't actually do it.
Mitch is in timeout.
Give him something to think about.
Mitch is in
I see
timeout.
it right there. Banned.
He can come back in. I think it's 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's not the full ban. That's
We're just talking about consequences.
Man,
he just needs to learn some lessons.
you guys are acting like Mitch was running around the movie theater.
Man. To answer your question, playing golf tomorrow, it's not going to be raining all day. You might get it in, but you may also have to run for cover.
Okay, fair enough. Headlines, Rach?
Bye, Mitch.
The stream is starting to freak out. No, he's fine. He'll be back.
Well,
Mitch is growing a little too powerful.
He's growing too powerful. And also,
it might be time to ban him for a sec.
A reminder to everybody, because I feel like no one is really clear on what it means. I'm not sending them to the Shadowlands. Like, if you get banned, you can actually still watch the stream. Even
they still exist.
Yeah, you just can't comment on it for a few minutes.
And we have to say what that is. That's timeout. That's just a short one.
Yeah,
there is a permanent ban, but that's not what's being used.
I wouldn't kick Mitch off of the stream. That seems a little mean. Or it doesn't.
All right, headlines. So Meta is apparently jealous of Kalshi and Polymarket. And they've assigned a small team to build a new app called Arena.
Who's this, Rach?
Meta. So the Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, they are building an app called Arena. Now, you wouldn't bet with actual money. You would bet with points. And you just earn things like rankings and badges. So it seems like a fun way to get kids into gambling. I don't know.
Kidding.
Right. Yeah.
But also, who really wants to do that for fake points?
Kids.
Well, what I'm wondering, I would like to do some more research on this, but I'm wondering if they need certain licenses or whatever to actually gamble with money, and they're just going to start like this and then eventually add in actual currency.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you're right, Wheels. Like, who is going to sit around betting, like, just for funsies? All you get is a badge. I mean, some people would like to do that, but it's never going to compete with a poly market if you're not using actual money.
Remember when online poker exploded and there were a bunch of sites like, no, it's not gambling because it's not real. Well, there weren't very many people doing that.
Right.
Not at the level that you would be able to like profit off of it. Also, I now, Rach, I want to call him Zuckerbug.
Zuckerbug. I am really excited for the Social Reckoning movie that's coming out later this year.
Me too.
So,
Social Network is like one of my favorite movies.
It's a great movie. Dave, didn't you say you've never seen The Social Network?
I've seen parts of it. I may have seen the whole thing.
You should watch it.
Yeah.
It'll give you a lot
good.
of context about like the situation and about like who Zuckerberg is.
Hey, did you see the trailer for The Social Reckoning, Andrew?
A couple times.
Jeremy Strong.
Oh, he's perfect.
He's got the voice down. I'll tell you what. It's exciting
voice?
stuff. Zuckerberg's.
The Zuckerberg voice?
He plays Zuck.
Jeremy Strong does?
He does. He does.
Jesse
we'll
Eisenberg.
watch the trailer on the break.
All right.
Jesse Eisenberg didn't want to come back, but I actually think Jeremy Strong is better.
He's way better. And I love Jesse Eisenberg. but
Yeah,
Jeremy
me too.
Strong is like one of my favorite actors.
So
and
does
he
be
looks like him. He sounds like him. It's perfect.
Oh my God, he does
Is
look
it
like him.
fact based?
Yeah, it zeroes in on. I don't know if you remember a few years ago that woman acted as a whistleblower and was showing like, hey, we have all this research that shows that this is bad for kids' mental health, and they're pressing on. It's kind of based around her, played by Mikey Madsen, the girl from Anora, who I'm excited to see her in this role, and then the dude from the Bears in it. It looks really good. I'm excited for it. Okay, FIFA President Gianni Infantino says that President Trump is going to attend the World Cup final.
He's going to be handing off the championship trophy. Or
There you
keeping
go.
it.
He's like, thank you so much.
He'll be like, thank you. I can't believe you guys gave me this. It's they call it the Balloon d'Or.
There's a bipartisan Senate. There's a bipartisan Senate housing bill that wants to limit private equity purchases of single-family homes.
Yeah.
Passed in the Senate on Monday by a vote of 85-5.
Could have used that 10 years ago before they bought everything.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. Despite the economy not feeling so great for a lot of people, donors really came through for U.S. charities in 2025 to the tune of $617 billion. Giving increased among all categories: corporations, living individuals, bequests, and foundations. Some people are speculating that this could signal the beginning of the great wealth transfer from the boomers to their children, and charities just kind of offloading some of the wealth that they've built up during the years. So, I mean, that you don't hear a lot of good news lately, but it is nice that even though people are struggling, a lot of people are still donating a lot of money to charity.
Good.
We eat 23% more than we did in the 1970s. That's according to the Pew Research Center.
It feels like it should be more.
A lot of this is due to the fact that we eat a lot more processed food, which just makes you want more and more.
Yep.
But also, it's easier to get.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Yeah.
You
And
have it
Mitch is
delivered.
back, by the way.
Hi, Mitch.
Hey, Mitch is back. Ban him again.
He
No,
just
I'm
got
just kidding.
timeout. He just got timeout like a little kid.
He's on a rolling ban.
Okay, now you have a timeout. I will tell you when it's okay to get out of your chair.
I told you guys earlier about how people attending the World Cup who are not from the United States are really excited about ranch dressing. So much so that the TSA had to put out a statement saying, like, please stop trying to put this in your carry-on. It's too much. Well, now Kraft is teasing a new TSA-compliant ranch product.
That's pretty smart.
It's cute and funny.
Pretty smart.
They say they're working on the real thing. It's kind of a joke right now, but I'm sure it'll eventually come out.
They're calling it the FIFA 15. That the average person coming into the United States for the games is gaining 15 pounds.
That's
yeah. In fairness, doesn't everybody kind of gain some weight when they go on vacation? Because I know I
Just
did.
you.
When we went to Italy, I gained weight, man, because the food's so good.
Really?
Yeah.
I found it not.
Oh, it was awesome. He's not. What didn't you like about it?
That it wasn't Americanized.
There's some real Italian food over here.
It didn't taste like SpaghettiOs.
Excuse me, can you point me to Fazoli's?
So good.
Thank you, Dave.
All righty.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, I mentioned the weather out west in St. Charles County, and so did Dave Murray, and it's definitely an issue right now. This traffic report's a service of the U.S. Air Force Band of Mid-America 4th of July concerts. We have standing water issues reported on 70 around Mid-Rivers. I see heavy traffic both ways between 79 and Mid-Rivers. A at Pittman Loop, there's a crash. There's a car stuck in floodwaters on Mexico Road. Westbound 370's jammed from the Mills out to Earth City, and then it's just kind of slow out across the Discovery Bridge. Eastbound 370 east Elm Newtown, again with the weather is heavy. Westbound 70 slows at the Blanchette Bridge, jams Fifth Street out through Zumbel. Looks like we have an incident at Zumbel both ways is backed up. Eastbound is jammed at Cave Springs. Out west, westbound 70 from Lake St. Louis Boulevard out through 61's busy. There's stuff at least slow in pockets around the Wright City Rest area in through David Hokel Parkway because of the weather, and eastbound jams approaching Wentzville Parkway into 64. Southbound 170's on the brakes at Delmar. Westbound 64 backs up Kings Highway through the city limits, so all the way to Hanley, Clarkson to Topgolf, and it jams at Lake St. Louis Boulevard to 70. South 270, Dorset down to Olivis, bumper to bumper. Northbound, Page up through Dorset. We had that earlier crash there. Southbound 55, south of M, midway down to Z is slow. Eastbound 64, Route 3 to 70, 64 from 111 to 157 is backed up, and northbound 255 past 5570 is on the brakes. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Freedom 250. Join the U.S. Air Force Band of Mid-America July 1st through July 7th across St. Louis as we celebrate America's 250-year legacy with free concerts. No tickets required. Details at afbandtix.org. That's afbandtix.org.
Bill, that's a big smile for an old politician.
I'm thinking about our plan. It's slick enough to make a lobbyist blush. First, we hoodwink voters with Amendment 5. Tell them it's a tax cut. Once they're hooked, we decide who pays the higher taxes.
So it's not a tax cut plan, and we don't get a say?
Right, just swaps who pays the tax, but it does remove 3 voter-passed taxpayer constitutional protections. That lets us levy new taxes on services, increase sales taxes, and even tax home sales. And voters will no longer get to vote on tax hikes.
Higher sales taxes on groceries, gas, service taxes on doctor visits, childcare, and even rent on apartments. Jeez. Taxes could exceed 20%.
Sure, they figure that up to 80% of taxpayers will pay more taxes. Many, hundreds more. Seniors, they'll get hit even harder. But our big donors will cut a fat hog.
The ones getting butchered by Amendment 5 are most taxpayers. I'm voting no on 5.
Paid for by Missourians for fair taxation.
The soundtrack of classic rock is coming to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater August 6th. Leonard Skinner and Foreigner joining forces for one epic night of legendary hits and unforgettable memories. It's the Double Trouble Double Vision Tour. From Sweet Home Alabama to Cold as Ice. Don't miss your chance to experience these 2 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame acts in one incredible show. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Zero Res wants to help clean your home. Big summer savings with 3 rooms clean starting at just $129 and take an additional $100 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResSTL.com and ask for the DGS special.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathy Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
All right, guys, Kevin Wheeler here. Let me tell you about Game Day Men's Health, and you can find out more just by going to GameDayMen'sHealth.com. But what they are in place to do is help you get past problems. No matter what that problem is. Problems in the bedroom, they've got you plenty of great options for ED treatments. If you're looking, like for me, I was looking to just feel better on a day-to-day basis, get more out of workouts, recover faster from all things, not just workouts, but workouts for sure. And, of course, for me, that ended up being testosterone replacement therapy because my numbers were just low. When I went in for a consultation and did a blood test, it was like, okay, well, we know what's going to help you because this is where your numbers are, and we can get them to the range that they're supposed to be in so that you'll feel the way that you remember feeling 10, 12 years ago. And, man, every day since starting the TRT has been better. Whether it's ED treatments, TRT, peptides, all kinds of options for peptides if you're looking for endurance training, muscle building, hair growth. There's all kinds of ways that those things can be combined to help you get results. And, of course, medical weight loss, which is really popular. And because Game Day Men's Health has their own pharmacy, you get great prices on all of these things. Every treatment is customized. There's no such thing as one size fits all with Game Day Men's Health. Everything is built for you. It's maintained for you based on blood tests and, making sure that your body's doing what it's supposed to and handling things the way that it's supposed to. They do everything on site. They are on time. It's a great, cool, relaxed environment. You've got locations in Chesterfield and O'Fallon, Missouri. And if you tell them that I sent you in, if you walk in and you're making your first purchase, say, hey, Kevin Wheeler told me about you guys on KMOX, they'll knock $50 off your first purchase and you'll get a free vitamin B12 shot. Check out GameDayMen'sHealth.com and get back to the top of your game with Game Day Men's Health.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS. So, Rach, you have a fascination with death row meals?
Yeah, it's just something I've always found interesting. Like, I realize it's pretty morbid, but, I mean, one time I stumbled across a website that let you look up, like, all of the death row meals for a state, like, ever. And it was just interesting to see what people were picking for their last meal on this earth.
I agree. It's really interesting. I've always said the same thing. If it were me, I'd be like, I kind of lost my appetite. Don't really think I'm going to eat anything. But yeah, how some people blow it out. Mm-hmm. And then some people are like, I'm going to have cranberry juice and tapioca.
Yeah. So some of the most popular requests that they get, according to a study by Cornell University, are hamburgers, fries, pizzas, fried chicken. I remember seeing fried chicken a lot whenever I was looking through that website. And, it's junk food, it's comfort food, it's nostalgic, it's simple, and it's a luxury that you're not getting while you're sitting in prison typically. So it's probably something that they're craving after a certain period of time. One thing that is off limits, which when you think about it is a big duh, is alcohol. Like, they're not going to let you have a beer or a glass of wine. And similarly, like any kind of contraband like that, I don't think they let you have even really like a cigarette. I mean, maybe they can have a cigarette.
Yeah, why couldn't you?
Because they're terrible to eat. They taste awful.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see